I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man!
And now, your mama knows.
29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought?
Subscribe to the most epic channel on YouTube for live streams every week. Daily videos. Subscribe. Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.
Guys, today is gonna be nothing less than epic. And why is that? Because today on the SuperShow, it's gonna really be super. It's gonna earn the name SuperShow. Why is that? Well, first of all, we're gonna discuss a bunch of different things. We're gonna discuss Deadpool and Wolverine. We're gonna do a spoiler discussion. I gave you guys one whole week. No, it came out, I guess, 2 weeks for you guys to see this movie. So make sure you don't tune in because it will be a spoiler discussion, and that means everything will be talked about from the movie. So if you don't want to get anything ruined, just hold off a little bit. We're also going to talk about WWE Summerslam. We're going to do a recap. There were 7 matches. So we're not going to drag any of this stuff out. We're going to have a nice little show for you. It's going to have a nice little pow to it. So you guys should pretty much like it. What else? We're going to talk about some gaming. So there's a lot going on with Bungie and some Xbox games getting delayed. And so we're going to try to get into as much as we can. It's going to be epic. Trust me, guys, you're going to love the show. So let's give it a kick and get right into it. So if you're new to the channel, go to the homepage and scroll down, and you'll just see all the different things I do, from gaming, the vlogging, the podcast, the movie reviews, the product reviews. It's all on this show because this channel is more like a network. Because I got so much content and make your neck hurt because your neck work. I'm just saying. So guys, buckle up, get ready, because this stream is gonna be epic. And that's for one reason and one reason only. Cause I'm a cowboy. Oh man. So with that being said, welcome to the gun show. Let's go. So I'm gonna grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair. My dog's just sitting here in the middle. Like, what does this look like? You want to move to the side? You want to go to your bed? Your bed's over there. You. Let's go. All right, watch out, Josie. Move to the side a little bit. Just move out the way. That's all you gotta do. She's like moving and start stretching. Anyway, so guys, let me bring in none other than my guy. Oh wait, let me also apologize. I was supposed to start the show a half an hour early because my guy Big Mike, he has some places to go. So he was like, hey, if you could start at 5, that'll work. I'm gonna be honest, I never start that early, so I forgot. I'm just walking around, just on the phone talking, and then it hit me. I was like, Murder hit me up, and Murder was like, hey, could you start the WWE topic a little bit later because I want to be a part of it? I'm like, yeah, sure, bro, we got time. And I'm like, oh wait, wasn't I supposed to start earlier? So anyway, with that being said, guys, let's bring in my right-hand man, my guy. He is clamoring to get to this gaming news, but unfortunately we got to put it on hold. But he was the person who came up with the idea to do a spoiler discussion for Deadpool because he wanted to ruin it last week, and I had to tell him, hey bro, just calm down. Also, I'm supposed to do one at some point with my man Josh Warren and Big Mike, so we might do another one maybe on Big Mike's channel. But anyway, let's bring in none other than my man FKat. Let's go. Let's go. Get FKat up in here, baby. What's up, FKat?
Yo. Anybody even here? I don't see anybody in chat.
I know. Listen, we're going to scare people away. People are going to be like, either they didn't watch wrestling or they didn't watch Deadpool. But listen, the show will be here as a VOD, as we like to call it, video on demand. So we're going to get into it. Now, my buddy Big Mike was supposed to be here. I did hit him up. Let's see. I did send him the thing.
Like,
I
don't know how much of like spoilers you want to talk about, or like your own personal review. I saw your review.
Well, so my review, I don't do spoilers.
Just stupid, and you're like, I want you to go kind of into that. What you said on your.
Yeah, I mean, so the review, you know, that was just your
I watched it again. I watched it again on the free.
Oh, what, the movie?
Like on the internet. Yeah, like the cam version, free cam.
Okay, got you.
The illegal.
I have to wonder, what was your thoughts after seeing it again?
I still felt like the same. It was
Okay.
pretty cringy for being supposed to be the biggest movie of the year. I have questions like which Wolverine did we get? What Logan did we get? What do you think?
Well, so let's get into that. So let me I'm just trying to pull up a thing I got. Okay, I'm making it larger on the screen. All right, there we go. So what I did is I have a thing of all the cameos. So I kind of want to dive into it. So let me text my man Mike. Let me just let him know we're going to get started.
You want to talk about cameos? Shoot.
Well, I'm going to bring them up, you know, just bring some up.
Right.
Hey, we are going
to... Ron Slusher's here.
My man Ron is in the building. All right, so here we go. All right, so Ron's in the building. He said, where's the link?
Like basically, like it was so cringy. Like if I know makers was like, oh, Deadpool movies are supposed to be like that, and yes, you know,
Right.
they are kind of silly. The first one was a little more serious. I felt like the second one,
Mhm.
actually, I like both first and second one. They're actually quite good.
Well, you know what's cool is the second one was pretty good. I think the second one had more of a story, and I think that's the issue with this one. This one had like
Even the first one had a story.
the second one like all right, so the second one felt like there was a lot on the line, like it made sense, and the first
Right.
one, it's his introduction, right? His own thing. This one was just, and again, like we said,
Yeah,
we're
how
gonna
he
do spoiler.
became Deadpool
Mhm.
and whatnot. The second one was, you know, they're trying to find that boy, and he creates the fire and stuff.
I was wondering why you were low, and I forgot the
That
other
boy
day. I turned
Cable.
my volume down. My wife was like, "The volume's too loud," and I turned it down. And I'm like, "Why are you kind of low?" All right, here we go.
So
Um,
the thing about Deadpool and Wolverine, a mixture of Free Guy and the X-Men Days of the Future Past plot line. Basically, it's silly like Free Guy. It has
right.
Ryan Reynolds. You know, Free Guy was that GTA
Yeah, I seen it.
movie,
I seen that. I seen that in the
right?
movies.
And like X-Men Days of Future Past, basically the whole story is they need Wolverine to go back in time to save something in the
Right.
future.
Well, here's what's cool. I'm waiting for my guy Mike to jump up in here. Here he is. Speaking of the devil, so guys, we're gonna bring in none other than Big Mike from One Mike Media, and he's coming in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Bring Big Mike up in here. Big Mike, what's up, man?
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
What's good? What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, man.
Yeah, I'm well.
So here's the crazy thing. Not crazy, but at the end of the day, it's all media. So you had a difference of opinion from myself and FKat. So I think it's great to have you on here because you are a super fan when it comes to media. So
Yeah.
definitely don't take your opinions lightly. We always have our little back and forth and our jokes, but when it comes to somebody giving knowledge on cinematography and all that, Big Mike is your guy. So it's going to be definitely good. And I want to say this, whether we agree or disagree, but at the end of the day, everybody has their own, valid points that they're going to bring to the table from their perspective, from their viewing, right? So whether I'm sitting here and I'm a comic book guy, whether I'm sitting here and I never read a comic book, so everybody's going to have their own perspective. So I want to put that out there because I know people, are going to be like, oh, this and oh, that. But I think everybody has a valid, opinion, should I say.
Right.
With that being said, so FKat, let me do this. I want to start off by giving my rating for the movie, right? So anybody watching, you get the idea to see my perspective. So me personally, I gave the movie a 7 out of 10. And just real quick, I think the action was amazing. I'm not even the biggest fan of the funny stuff. It was super funny. It had me cracking up the whole time. I loved all the cameos. So I loved almost everything about the movie. But me personally, I just can't stand the multiverse. It drives me crazy. I can't stand it when they do it in video games. I can't stand it when they do it in movies. And it made sense to use it because that's what Marvel is doing. So it's a personal problem of mine. But if you don't have a problem with the multiverse, 10 out of 10. I give, as Mike is saying, well, he'll tell you for himself. But I personally gave it a 7. I couldn't get over the multiverse, and I couldn't get over for me, the story was not lackluster. Like they made sense of it, but it was just kind of senseless, especially when that's not even the real Wolverine. So it's like
you notice all the big Marvel movies nowadays have something to do with the multiverse.
Well, yeah,
it's
they
literally
have
called the multiverse saga. This whole series.
Correct. Yeah, they have to. That's literally their plot now. So it would be silly to not. See, here's the thing.
That's how they got.
So the thing is, the multiverse will allow you to do things you normally can't do. So why I will say, like, if you see Doctor Strange Part 2, like, dude, you got to see, reprising the role. Professor X. What's his name? Damn, well, I can't think of his real name. Patrick Stewart, right?
Yeah,
Like, who didn't want to see Patrick Stewart again, right? So the multiverse will serve for stuff like that. But I've been one of these people, even as younger. I can't stand when I watch a movie and come to find out it was a dream, right? And it's like, oh, come on, man. Or, or it wasn't real, didn't really happen. So the multiverse is kind of like, it really didn't happen. It's not the real people, but at the end of the day, you get the chance to have them cameos. So I'll leave it there. What about you, FKat? We'll go down the line. What if you rate it from 1 to 10? What did you give it, or what would you get it if you didn't?
I gave it like an 8. The reason why it didn't reach that full 9, 10 perfect movie is because it felt cringy to me. All the cameos were good, except for one. I'll get into that later. But yeah, it was just a silly, wacky movie. Like it wasn't serious at all, and it was a little bit of a letdown, but then not, because it felt like it was more of a fan love letter or a love letter to the fans kind of movie.
Right. I think what's cool is
like how you put it in your review. This is gonna sell itself. Like that's exactly what it.
Yeah. But I think what's cool that you didn't kill it. Like I the way you were talking, you made it sound like you was gonna give it less than an 8, but an 8 is a pretty good score. So I think that's pretty solid. Mike, you man.
So when I walked out, as you know, I was 10 out of 10, but that's including everything from the beginning all the way through the credits with the whole the Fox showing all the Fox background stuff and all that stuff. So when I go from start to end credits, it was like a 10 out of 10. But then after the second viewing, I would go down some to probably, I might be 8.5 to 9. And the reason being is because the plot itself was just silly. You know what I mean? Now, it wasn't as much multiverse because the void where they were at, that's on Loki. So that's not really multiverse.
Right.
That's just, what they use. But the plot still was not great. And the villain, I didn't think Cassandra was like, oh, she didn't have no personality to me. The chick they were fighting and stuff like that. So I mean, she was OP powerful, but I guess because she didn't really have a purpose herself or no kind of like, nothing I could like relate to why she was evil, I guess. That really felt flat for me, I guess, overall. But the stuff I liked, though, I did like the cameos, obviously. I liked the fight scenes. The comedy was, funny. I thought the Wolverine part, kind of like what he did to his universe and all that stuff, I thought that had some substance to it, honestly. And then for Deadpool, because we know what he was, like just like this clown at first was like a killer. And I felt like he was on this like hero's journey. So I thought that was cool. But also, I added this to it, too, in our chat. The soundtrack is why I give it an extra point for me. Because the music in the movie, like the last part with Madonna in the background, that was so dope. Or whatever.
I know you was going crazy in the opening with the bye, bye, bye. I know you was like...
You know what's crazy, bro? It's nostalgic for me, though. I wasn't dancing, but I was the kid watching TRL every day, coming home from school.
Yeah.
So for me, that part was nostalgic for me, yeah.
Yeah, as much as like so I know FKat, like that was cringy for him. But for me, I'm not gonna lie, I already know Deadpool's a silly character, so I was all in. I was like, listen, he gonna be silly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of. I was a big fan of. I was in sync, but I was a big fan of Backstreet Boys, and so I don't mind like. If he's gonna be silly and take a song and dance and all that, that was a big song at one point in time. That was a huge song. So,
yeah.
So, but yeah, is it cringy? Yeah, to FKat's point, but Deadpool could get that off. Nobody else could get that off but Deadpool.
You know what made it to me? Because he did the exact dance steps from the video. I think that's what made it dope for me because I used to watch those videos every day coming from school. So, I like that part of it all.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's just kind of go down the list. We don't have to do like what you and me used to do, right? We would dissect every
part of the movie. Yeah.
Right. Because I got a lot of stuff too, like WWE Summerslam happened. I just want to recap that. So but yeah, as far as the movie, the beginning of the movie, pretty much, they just chose. Now, to get it clear, that is our real Deadpool, right? So the Deadpool that they end up focusing on the whole movie was our real Deadpool. My issue was it wasn't our real Wolverine, right? And so when you were saying what he did to his world, my only issue is I would have liked some flashbacks. I would have liked some. So he was describing what he did to his world, and on paper it sounded like, oh, that was good. But I was waiting to get to like, so they didn't like you because of what? And when he was finally explaining, oh, you know, they all got killed and I wasn't there, I was like, bro, you wasn't there. Like what? Like, so I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, they didn't dial it in for me to feel like that part was that big of a deal. Maybe a flashback or something would have got me, you know?
Yeah.
So I understood that part, Cowboy, because in Logan, all the X-Men died because of Wolverine, and Professor X kind of hints to that. He's like, what did you do? What did you do? Kind of thing. So I'm thinking maybe, that's my question. Like, did we get the 20th Century Fox version of Wolverine? Like, did we get that Wolverine?
No, you talking about Wolverine that died?
Yeah.
No, because he died. Remember, he dug up that version bones already. That one's dead. Right. This is a new version.
Right.
That Wolverine.
They kind of mix it up and confuse it a little.
No. They made it clear. They started off. He dug up Wolverine.
So there's
and
two Wolverine variants.
No, wait.
He thought the X-Men died because of him.
No. Hold up. Listen. He thought Wolverine would still be alive. So the movie started off with him digging up our Wolverine that we've all seen.
Right.
And that Wolverine apparently just wasn't. He was dead. And so it's pretty much saying, no, he wanted to stop playing the character. And that character, he did technically stop playing. That character was dead.
Yeah.
So, you know, so to answer your question, no, I don't need to get deep into it. But yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah, it's confusing, but
it's not because he saw the girl, and the girl was like, my Logan was a hero. So she said that the one from the Logan movie and stuff like that.
Right, that wasn't him. Yeah, they made that. They made that clear.
He doesn't know that's him yet. Maybe
no, it wasn't him. It was in his, like he said, in his world. Remember, in his world, he said there was like a pretty much a big standoff, and he just didn't. Now, what I didn't like was he made it sound like he was at the house, he left, and then they was all battling, and he just didn't come back. I was like, that wasn't even that bad.
So here's my next question.
No, that's not what he said, bro.
All right, hold on. Break that down. All right, hold on. Let FKat get his question out.
All right, go ahead.
Next question, was that the X-Men 97 Wolverine?
No, what do you? No, that's not the question.
Got me crazy, bro.
I know, bro.
My man wasn't paying attention at all.
I don't know what he was watching, bro. But he said that that Wolverine that we saw in the movie, he said that he never wanted to embrace the whole Team X-Men concept. He was always against it, even though Scott and Professor X tried to get him to do it. He never wanted to wear the uniform and all that stuff. He would always just like go get drunk and beat it himself.
That's how he was. That's how he was in the Fox movies.
No, he wasn't. But anyway, when he said one night on a bender when he was out getting drunk, the humans came, and that's when they took them all out. And then he went on the human killing spree, but he was killing bad humans and good humans because they killed all the X-Men. And that's why they say he messed up his world. That's what I got from it. Anyway,
I kind of feel like I didn't hear him say he was killing good humans.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
He said good and bad. He said good and bad. He said he was killing everybody. He didn't care.
Yeah. He didn't care no more because they killed the X-Men. Humans killed the X-Men.
Here's my thing, right? I feel like they killed the X-Men. Why are you so mad? Like, I don't know. I just feel like his motivations make no sense to me. Like, you wasn't a team player anyway. You didn't want to be there, and then they all got ran down. And like, all right, it's not like he was there and left. I feel like that would be worse. Like if he was a coward and left, you wasn't there anyway. Like, what do you mad? Well, maybe I should have. Maybe you should have what? You got nothing to regret because that wasn't you. Like, it's not like you changed your mind. You was a team player, and then you decided no, you stayed. You anyway. But you know, I'm not gonna, again. I don't want to everything out.
I was gonna say, if you remember X-Men 1, he was all against the X-Men. What is this? Is this a
right?
joke?
So
do I really have to wear a suit, kind of thing?
Yeah, so historically,
at the end of Wolverine, the Asian chick gives him the yellow suit.
Yeah,
bro, so FKat, you gotta let all the other Wolverines go, and it's like a different Wolverine from everything you've ever seen before.
Yeah, it's definitely different Wolverine because. Think about it. They kept going through all the time, showing you all these different Wolverines, right? But the thing is,
like the prior movies, like kind of Easter egg hid that stuff like that. No. It's confusing.
It's not confusing. They showed all these different Wolverines, and they chose to use him, and he was supposed to be the worst of the Wolverines, not our Wolverine. They dug up our Wolverine.
Right. It's not confusing at all, bro. But I know you want to hold on this topic a long time, bro. But let's go to the cameos. Like, which one did y'all like the most? I guess.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up a list of them, and so I went and wrote them all down.
I could say the one that I hated.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. So I don't. Hopefully, people don't go into Discord and they get ruined. I try to put it on Facebook. It's just Facebook doesn't come through that good. So I'm gonna take the liberty to put them on my Discord. And so warning y'all, don't go to the Discord. But see, I'm gonna bring them all up. And hold on, let me just copy it. And then we're gonna go through them. We don't. Again, I don't want to drag this out. There's a lot, but you know, it's cool to kind of bring it up, like Mike said, which ones did we like. So let's just go down the list, and then we kind of just, you know, kind of discuss them a little bit. So let me move this over here. Oh, you know what? I will, and I'll also pull it up on the screen so everybody can see it. Everybody obviously knows. Huh?
So like all the cameos but one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Yeah, I got them all. So hold on.
Can we agree that Wolverine Deadpool is not even the best like Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman? Like Logan, that was like the masterpiece.
So the thing is,
it's
it's obviously your opinion. You know, some people may love it for the super action, super comedy. It is what it is. You know,
this wasn't even better than Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, it was better than that, bro. It was way better than that. I'm sorry, bro. What? It's crazy.
So, what are you talking about with
the Blob and all that crazy
with the Blob
stuff?
and the first Gambit and
that was trash. I'm sorry. This is probably. I mean, Logan is the best Wolverine movie of all, but this is to me it's the best of the Deadpool movies. I would say. So.
I think I like the part 2 of Deadpool more.
With Cable, like that one.
Yeah, that was dope. I feel like that had an actual like story. That was and I'm a Colossus fan, so obviously. So you know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yo, what's going on? He said he won in. All right, let me get my man Energy in. I'm gonna add the link now, guys. Again, we got a lot to talk about today, so let's not drag everything on. But let me add this to.
So can I talk about the cameo that I did not?
The cameo what?
That I did not.
That didn't happen?
No, that I did not like.
Oh well, you don't want to just go down the list? Or you gonna go down the list? Yeah. So we got Happy Hogan. You know, he's the guy from Marvel. I didn't. You know what?
Avengers.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me, Mike. I didn't know he actually wrote a bunch of like the Avengers and all that stuff. I didn't even know that.
I don't kill you.
He directed them.
Yeah, directed them. I didn't know that.
John Favreau. That's John Favreau.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. But anyway, I mean, you know, I thought he was, you know, he was him, right? He did his thing.
Solid. Yeah,
he solid. He reprised his role, right? What could we say? So Shatterstar was from Deadpool 2 from X-Force. He was the guy that got killed in the blades at the end. You guys remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't want to go and like pull up pictures of everything, but I will if you guys want me to. But one of the coolest, probably my favorite, was Johnny Storm. And I love the fact that they played on the rumors. Like when I seen him, I just thought like, oh snap, this is where Captain America been at, right? He ended up getting sucked in that world. And then he was like, flame on. I was like, oh my God, that was amazing. So what do you guys think about him reprising his role as Johnny Storm?
I thought that was definitely a swerve they threw in there, and I thought it was pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming because.
Oh, did you?
I already knew Chris Evans, you know, Human Torch and Captain America.
Bro, that was cool, and the whole thing with him dying
is Disney's. You know, that's on Disney side, but on 20th Century Fox side, he was, you know, Human Torch.
What do you guys think about Sabretooth? I was a little annoyed that he died so fast.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God.
And it also bothered me that his teeth wasn't pointy. I was like, what the hell is that about?
But then if you remember in Wolverine Origins, he's like, "Oh, how you gonna kill me? I'm gonna cut your fucking head off," right?
Right. No,
Except for I did like though when he picked up his head in the Furiosa speech from what's it called? That was hilarious.
yeah. That was cool
yeah.
actually. Let me bring in Energy Crisis is coming in the building. One of my guys from We Wrestle Wednesdays. Let's go.
Did I just hear FKat say the Wolverine Origins Gambit was better than FKat? What the hell are you smoking?
Hey, listen, bro, that's his personal opinion, man. Let me ask you this: if you gave it a 10 out of 10, sorry, if you gave it a 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
I'd give it a solid 7.5, 8. It was what it was. It was everything I was hoping it would be. You know,
Okay.
I didn't. You know, like I said the other day, you don't watch a Deadpool movie for plot and story and things that make sense. You watch it for cameos. You watch it for jokes. You watch it for a good time. This movie was a good time.
It really was. Yeah, I agree. No, that's well said.
I knew that.
Well, hold up. Yeah, any thoughts on Happy, Shatterstar, and Johnny Storm and Sabretooth? How's it going?
Happy and Shatterstar, I was happy to at least see them in there, get the little nod. Johnny Storm, that was a freaking amazing subversion of expectations.
That was great.
Like you said, as soon as he said flame on, I was like, oh my god, they didn't just do that to us.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. I didn't know. My whole being was like, yeah, he's Captain America. But the Shatterstar thing was they actually just showed him like kind of in the background with all the people, so he didn't really do nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all caught it either. The big biker dude that was in the apartment, he was in the first movie, and when he told him no speaking lines, that was a callback to the first movie when he said some like really profound shit, and he was like, "Yeah, you don't get any more speaking lines."
Yeah, we're going down the list. But yeah, if I missed anything, definitely let me know. And your volume is a little low, Energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the original Sabretooth from X-Men 1.
Yeah.
What's going on, Wilson?
He also played Mike Myers in the Rob Zombie Halloween movie.
That's dope. So Toad was in there, and that was cool just to have Toad in there. Like I think what Mike said was it was a love letter to Big Mike said it was a love letter to the Fox, and it was cool to have all those Fox people in there. Toad in there was cool. Pyro being in there was cool. Just some classic X-Men villains. It was so much X-Men in it that was just really cool. And it's probably they was filling it out to see how many people really want to see X-Men in Marvel, or sorry, in Disney, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but that was cool.
You don't even have all the Deadpools list. You just have Lady Deadpool.
Yeah. I mean, we could get into that. It was just a bunch of
happy to see amongst all of the villains. I was happy to see Psylocke in there. I just wish she would have got a little more shine.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that was cool. Lady Deathstrike being in there real quick. Dude, Elektra, that was cool. And so let's just say Elektra, Gambit, Cable, Blade, X-23. They was actually in there so long. Like they had such a big part of the movie. That was really cool.
Cable wasn't in at all.
Okay, let me add some.
Oh, why not say Cable? I meant Gambit.
So Lady Deadpool was actually Blake Lively.
Yep.
Kidpool was his daughter. Baby Pool.
Hold on, wait. Why are you skipping so far, bro?
I'm not skipping. I'm talking about Lady Deadpool.
But the Deadpool variants are all the way in there.
I got the bottom. I got.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. And then you can bring them all up.
As far as number 9, I hated number 9.
Love number 9. Number 9 was what I've been waiting for.
The original first Gambit was better than this Gambit.
No. So I think the thing was it wasn't really about this Gambit, that Gambit. It was the rumor. I don't know if you ever heard FKat, but there was rumors forever.
No, there was a rumor, but I did not like the performance. His Cajun was.
Oh, Mike, we can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, my fault. It wasn't just a rumor. He was signed on to play the role, but then when Fox got taken over by Disney, That's when it kind of went away.
Okay. But it was it was rumored for him to, if you wasn't following all that, you just knew the whisper in the wind was Channing Tatum was going to be Gambit. So I think, how cool was it? Because it's Deadpool, right? You could do the fourth wall and you could do whatever. So how cool was it to have him as Gambit? I just think that was perfect because it's something that people wanted. But yeah, maybe if you say like you didn't like, I thought his cards and stuff was dope. The way he was killing people.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Gambit is my favorite superhero in all of comics. And
that's cool.
When I saw Wolverine Origins, I was so pissed off because and come to find out that Taylor Kitsch didn't even want to try to do a Cajun accent. He didn't want to do like half the shit that Gambit is known for. I said, man, this dude, he sounded like a cocky redneck. He didn't look. The only thing that had me laughing in that movie was when Wolverine first walked up to him and said, "Are you Remy LeBeau?" And he asked, "Do I owe you money?" And he said, "Nope." And he go, "Well, Remy LeBeau, I am." That was the only thing he did right.
That's funny.
The Gambit in this movie, he looked the part. He was constantly fidgeting with the cards, which I love.
Yeah.
I know you're probably going to get pissed off at me, FKat, about his Cajun accent. I mean, Channing Tatum did grow up in the Bayou, so at least he tried. At least he did a hell of a lot better than Taylor did. His movements in the fight scenes, his charisma, I mean, everything for me, Gambit was on point. I got nothing bad to say about Channing Tatum's Gambit. I wish they'd make it.
Listen, I think what's cool is that you said Gambit's your favorite character, and so for you, look, you felt they did him justice.
I nerded out big on that. As soon as he walked on the screen,
How cool was it that the little girl as X-23 was back, and she's older. Like that was cool, man.
Yeah.
So cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I disagree totally with that. He looked stupid in the suit. Now Channing Tatum is, or whatever. He's also in Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, if you remember. Right. But yeah, the Cajun accent was horrible. It was broken. Like people in New Orleans were like, "What the hell did he just say?"
Bro, I think you're missing it though.
All we caught him saying was Leslie Bontel Roulette or whatever, and we're like, "Oh, he said our thing."
I think you're missing it though. Like,
did you miss the part where he called Wolverine an asshole for drinking his liquor?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just get in real quick. Like
he said, "Cool."
Now go ahead, Mike.
So I think y'all are missing. It was an exaggerated Cajun accent on purpose for the comedy aspect. He wasn't trying to do it perfectly. He can do it perfectly, actually. He's done it for his Gambit test screening. He did it this way on purpose. So it's not supposed to get on your nerves. It's supposed to be for comedic purposes and stuff like that. And then
that's what I felt like. I felt like Gambit was a comedy relief.
You're watching Deadpool.
No, he was. That was the whole thing was he wasn't
that dude from Waterboy.
You can go ahead, Anthony. What are you saying?
No, what I was saying was that was the whole point. They just was throwing it in there. It was like something that never happened that fans wanted, so they just threw it in there. He wasn't supposed to be picked. This wasn't like a serious movie, so he wasn't supposed to depict and all of a sudden make you feel like this is my Gambit. No, he just wanted to, play the role that he never got, and the fans know it, so it's just like it was funny as hell. Like there you go, he's just gonna go in there and just play that role, like the kind of like the fourth wall. Like we know it's Channing Tatum, and he's just playing as Gambit for this movie. That was it.
It's just me because I have a thing with bad Southern representation. Like
no, that's fine. But you just the thing is,
when you know it's a joke, then it shouldn't bother you because you know it's for a joke.
That's what I was gonna say. The thing is,
and it our accent and stuff, people that talk like that live here down in the bayou, you'll find them. Like that's the joke.
All right. Well, so Wilson said, I think Ryan Reynolds is meant to just be a big fan, friend of Channing Tatum. So he wanted to get him in Deadpool film too. He was meant to be Cable originally. Yeah, we were talking about that. But let's not get stuck on Cable because FKat lives in a bayou and is Energy's favorite character. So let's move on a little bit.
You keep
But
saying Cable. Cable was in the second one. He wasn't.
well, I keep saying Cable and not Gambit. My bad.
Did you get to Blade yet? Because Blade was my favorite cameo.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to say his name out loud because my wife still hasn't seen it, and I've been trying to avoid that one.
Okay, got you.
As soon as he walked on screen, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that one.
And you know what's cool? I didn't think he was going to be in there as long either.
Mm-mm.
That was cool as hell. Man, he did lose a lot of weight though.
Mm-hmm.
He was like super skinny.
He was in prison. He was in prison for avoiding the tax evasion.
The tax evasion. Well, he's been out long enough. But
only ever been one. Only ever gonna be one.
Like this is his first movie appearance, I think.
You might be right.
I thought he was in good shape for a man over 60 years old though. Like
Yeah,
he ain't like blowed up or nothing like that.
He still got it. He got some of the best kills too.
Yeah,
so
he
to give you
did.
some stats, So Wesley showing up in this movie actually beat Hugh Jackman's record as Wolverine. Also, if you remember, Ryan Reynolds was in Blade Trinity.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Seen a video of that, and I was like, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that little conversation.
But did you get the joke though when he said, you know, I don't like you, never did, because he didn't like Ryan in Blade Trinity. He hated Ryan Reynolds. Like,
so you know what? I watched a video about that, and Wesley Snipes said that was like a thing they was just doing for like 2 decades. He was like, "Yo, we really had no beef." So he was he said we just went along with it. Yeah, I watched that the other day. He was like, we just kept going along with it. He was like, and when he called me, he was like, "Yo, Ryan Reynolds call you. You listen and see what he want." And he was like, "They're never gonna let me get in the movie." He was like, "Bro, I'm gonna see if I can do it." He's like, "Look, if they can make it happen, I'll be there." And he was like, he called him back, said they could do it. And he was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, let's do it." So I thought that was like, oh, that was cool.
Most of the beef in that movie was between Wesley and the director. Ryan Reynolds was the one that was basically holding the movie together for the rest of the cast. His humor basically got everybody else through it.
Right.
Yeah. So let's move on from those couple people. So how do you say his name?
X-23.
I mean, that was cool. I feel like that kind of was a given though, right? You almost felt like, how would they not have her in there, right?
And
that's how I felt.
The Logan X-23. She had the glasses, the sunglasses thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she said "Video."
That was a good nod to it was cool, just really cool to have her in there, to be honest. So how do you say his name? Azazel
from the X-Men,
Young
X-Men.
Yeah, I was watching the thing about him, and it was like, he's Nightcrawler's dad, and one of the things, but that was cool. He was an enemy in
Nightcrawler and Mystique.
Yeah, one of the Days of Future Past, he was in there. So listen,
Nightcrawler's mom.
Say that again.
Mystique is Nightcrawler's mom. Azazel's his dad.
Yeah, I didn't remember who his mom was, but that was cool. Just to have him in there. He didn't do much, but it was cool to have him in there. I loved the teleport powers, and he's all red, looking like the devil. It was cool. Now Juggernaut. So he actually wasn't the same actor, but they tried to make him look like him, and that was cool. And he played a good purpose, because they needed that helmet.
He served his purpose, as did the Russian. He wasn't Kevin Nash, and
right.
And the black dude, the bald-headed guy with the trench coat, I'm not sure a lot of people realize who he was because the scarring on his forehead was real subtle, but he was Bullseye from the Daredevil movie.
Yeah. Yep. I noticed that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's funny? I watched this thing. I forgot what it was, a looper or whatever, and they had the whole list, so I was writing it down. I was listening to it, and they actually didn't mention that part. It's funny, but yeah. So the Juggernaut, them cutting his head off, and that was crazy, right? Like it was so violent, which I love violence. So it was so violent, funny.
That was the one they kept off screen.
Yeah, it hit on so many feels. I'm just trying to get through this part, and then we could kind of bring up whatever. But and then Hunter B15, the girl from the TVA, So that was kind of cool.
Together.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's cool too is a friend of mine has asked me if he didn't watch the Loki shows, could he watch this? So, I mean, you can, but you will kind of not know a good bit of what is going on, you know. So I think that's cool that they pull that together to be able to make people say, "Oh, maybe I should watch the TV shows," because I didn't watch Loki season 2, so now I'm like, I really should go check it out. So I think that's kind of dope.
Should. Yeah.
And then the digital cameos, pretty much the main.
If you didn't watch Loki season 2, the only thing you really need to know about it is that Loki sets it up to not prune timelines anymore. So that's why certain timelines in this show didn't. If you watch season 1 but not season 2, that's why Deadpool's timeline wasn't supposed to be pruned, because they kind of outlawed that practice.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, everything else you don't even have to watch Loki for it to make sense.
Well, that's cool. I mean, hey, what's going on, Holtz? I mean, I'll still check it out because I'm not planning to watch all the movies. Well, I've watched all the movies, but also want to watch all the shows. It's just there's no rush. You know, I don't know. But so having Stan Lee in there was dope. Obviously, right? That commercial, the Stanley Cleaners, that was cool. I'm a little sad that they didn't do more with the Hulk, and not because I'm a Hulk fan. I just thought they would have took that Wolverine Hulk, and then at least had like a 30-second fight or 12-second. But
well, keep in mind they couldn't have the Hulk on the screen for too long because Hulk is technically still owned by Universal Studios.
Right. I thought that thing ended, man.
No, they bought out Fox and got all the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that back, but like certain characters like Hulk and Namor are still owned by Universal, and like Spider-Man is still owned by Sony.
Oh, so Wilson said the fact they spent that much time in the Void though without Loki coming into it was crazy.
There was.
If you watch the end of Loki, you understand why Loki's not in there. Loki doing something else right now. Or whatever, Energy would know, but yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man 2, they were in Happy Hogan's office. I don't know if y'all caught like some of the stuff in the background. They did have the picture that Spider-Man and Iron Man took together, but where where they were giving each other bunny ears, but where they put the mask the little kid was wearing in Iron Man 2 in front of Peter Parker, so they didn't have to piss off Sony by having Tom Holland in the movie.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah. They said that was the kid from what? Yeah, you said Iron Man 2. Yeah,
because they retconned that they originally that little kid wasn't supposed to be Peter Parker, but after they got the rights to use him, they said they retconned it and said, oh yeah, that was Peter Parker the whole time.
Rudy says shout out to Canada for saving the MCU.
Right.
Imagine Edward Norton Hulk showing up. That would have been amazing.
I'd have lost
all right, so Colossus, like I said, he's my favorite X-Men, but he didn't do anything, but he was at least in there. I thought that was cool. And then I don't know anything about the Wrexham AFC players, but I seen the whole thing that Ryan Reynolds and somebody else owned the team. So every now and then he tried to throw them in stuff. So that was cool.
Players and one of the other Deadpools, the one with the green white flag with the red dragon on it, that was the Wrexham flag, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now, all the Wolverines, if you want to jump in there, I know you want to really get in there, FKat. I just wrote down the Henry Cavill as Wolverine. That was stood out for me. It was cool because people was, saying he should be Wolverine. So that was cool. But other than that, they had, the cowboy one. They had this and that. So if you want to jump in there, any of you guys, and bring all of them up, that's all that really stood out to me. I mean, it was cool that Ryan Reynolds' wife was Lady Deadpool, but and the dog was, So you guys got you want to go over any of the Deadpool variants?
Comic accurate short shit.
And I just said Wolverine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so first you get comic book accurate Wolverine, which is about 5'3", but he actually looks shorter than that.
Hilarious.
Then you get Patch Wolverine.
You get what?
Patch Wolverine with the patch.
Oh, Age of Apocalypse.
Then you get the brown suit Wolverine that fought Hulk. I think they showed the uncanny end of the world Wolverine where he's crucified on the X.
Right.
You get Days of the no Age of Apocalypse
Age of
Weapon X.
Apocalypse. I was happy to see that one.
That was good.
That's the one that made up Storm on the cartoon.
That's all you got? All right, fair enough. So, and then we got all the Deadpools. If you guys want to bring them up, yeah, we hear you now.
Did I forget any of them? I know there was a Henry Cavill Wolverine. That's just the internet thing. What other Wolverine did they show? I think that was all of them, right?
I mean, I wasn't.
Old Man Logan. They showed Old Man Logan, which I thought was the Logan that died in Logan. I thought that was Old Man Logan.
It was, but it wasn't. The comic was quite a bit different than the movie, but
right.
Yeah, because the movie was based off of that comic.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm sorry to pick it up. I gotta get out of here. You know, I'm out of town right now, but I did want to jump on and do what I can, man. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, Mike. And have a good day.
All right, man. I try to keep watching though. All right, man. Peace.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Later. Guys, give it up for Big Mike. One Mike Media.
Yeah.
I am mad. I am disappointed that they didn't show the Wolverine that turns into a beast after he loses his adamantium to Magneto, and they try to put the adamantium back into him, and he ends up turning into this like beast mode. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. It's Hit, Box, Rose. Yeah. All right. Continue. Now, I mean, we're pretty much down to, you know, all the cameos, but now we could just kind of like, so you're in here now, Energy. You want to bring up anything specific about the movie?
Like I said, I was very happy with the movie. I didn't go in expecting like Citizen Kane or anything like that.
Right.
Like there was enough jokes that landed. There was enough cameos that had me cheering. There was enough of the, it was enough of a good time that I could kind of turn off my brain and just forget about everything. And that's what I've really been looking for movies to do for a while now. I was happy, man. I was happy as a little kid in Candy Store.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I mean,
what's funny though is when I first walked into the theaters, I saw these two very young girls sitting in the row that I was sitting in, me and my nephew. And these girls had to be maybe 10, 12 years old. And my grandma came walking in from the concession stand before the movie started, and I looked at my nephew and I was like, I think Grandma doesn't understand that this isn't your typical superhero movie. And then before the movie even played, they had a preview for like X-Men or and Romulus. And it was a very graphic depiction of a face hugger impregnating somebody's face. And I was like, oh yeah, Granny's in for it.
That's funny, man. He said, yeah, talking about Deadpool, I'll be right back. No, it's not. We're almost done.
But it's like how you say in your review, you know, ever since Marvel took over by Disney, the movies got kind of weird, and Wolverine and Deadpool to me did not break that curse.
Yeah, I think they dialed in. I think what they did was they used the whole multiverse thing, TVA, to really do super cameos, which I get it. So in Deadpool it works because Deadpool isn't a serious character, kind of like Energy said. You don't go into a Deadpool movie.
They just tried to repeat No Way Home and you know.
What I was happy about though is they didn't do all of the agenda pushing, like preachy shit that movies have gotten.
Well, it's hilarious because they kind of made fun of it a little bit.
Yeah. And that's like, you weren't. Yeah, basically that was a throwback to the whole like them wanting to rewrite the third act and put She-Hulk in it and all that shit. Like, no, forget all that shit. Just like I said, let me turn off my brain and forget all the nonsense and the political shit. Let me just watch a good movie and have some fun, you know.
But I mean, they did put a lecture in there, so is that a problem?
Not at all. Not for me. She was a lecturer. She wasn't crazy.
So what would be the difference between putting She-Hulk in there?
Do it.
What would be the difference between putting She-Hulk in there?
I'm talking about the scenes that they had written for She-Hulk. Like, she was supposed to come in and almost like beat Wolverine almost to death and like do a whole bunch of preachy shit about how she's overthrowing the patriarchy and all this other nonsense. No, leave all that shit out of here, man. Just, like I said, just let me watch some good action, some funny jokes, some cool.
I mean, that's exactly what you got, man. It was action, funny jokes. Like Coach said, Fox characters. It really was a real good nod to Fox.
Let me have my little nostalgia bait. You know, the mid-credit scene was a nice, you know, touching little throwback to all of those movies, the Fantastic Four movies, the X-Men movies.
That was actually cool. Yeah, they kept showing like you know, all the behind the scenes and stuff. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really heartwarming. And then the post-credit scene was one of the funniest ones I've seen in a Marvel movie.
What was that again?
I don't know if you stayed and watched it. He basically got on here and he was like, "I'm ready to put to bed this notion that I'm the one that got Johnny killed."
Oh yeah. That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
I lost
You know what other Wolverines they didn't show? They didn't show original Weapon X, the regular Weapon X. They didn't show Wolverine and Alpha Flight. Like, there's a lot of Wolverines.
Are you just going down the list of every Wolverine? You're just gonna be like, what?
I'm just saying, I know all the comics. Like, I've seen
Savage Line Wolverine.
I know, right. Like,
no, I get you, but I don't think it was supposed to be every Wolverine comic.
Right.
You know,
they had a bunch of the key ones in there, though.
Yeah, I think they did a good job.
Yeah. I know.
Well, let me ask you guys this.
I've seen every Hugh Jackman movie where he's Wolverine, and I love them all. Like,
that's cool. Let me ask you guys this: do you think it was equally as funny as action-packed, or was it more? Or do you think that was 50-50?
I think it was 50-50. I mean, it wasn't the best of the movies, but it was good enough to hold its own.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the action and the like, I never seen a movie where the action and the comedy was 50-50. Like, it was like 50-50.
Yeah,
like,
that's how the first and second Deadpool is the same. It's like the action and the comedy is 50-50.
I feel like the comedy in this just went super far, as well as the action. Like, it was just like, man, like I was just laughing almost through the whole movie at the same time, like it was action packed. But I
did love that they spent the first half of the movie shitting on the Honda Odyssey and then had a whole fight scene inside one.
That was kind of crazy. That actually fight and dance scene was pretty good, actually. That was choreographed really good. All right, man. I mean, I kind of like just wanted to discuss the movie, but without having to hold back. So,
real quick, one question: do you feel like the movie might have lacked because it got affected by the SAG-AFTRA strike?
Hold on, say that again.
I said, do you feel like the movie might have slacked a little in your opinion from when you seen it because of the SAG-AFTRA strike? Because this movie did get affected by the SAG-AFTRA strike. That's why it got delayed.
I don't think that really had to.
They had to do rewrites, reshoots.
So me personally, I'm just being honest. I really don't follow a lot of that stuff, man. I don't. My problem is I don't like. So I'm a big wrestling fan. There was a point in time where I used to.
Because I feel like, you know, before when Ryan Reynolds said we're not going to touch, you know, Logan's thing,
and then
I feel like the rewrites. In the rewrites, he was like, "Oh, fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway."
I think that had more to do with them saying that, you know, there's no way for us to really do that. Like, we're just gonna have to put it out there. Look, we're going to disrespect everything in this movie. So
here's my thing. I'm a big wrestling fan, right? And I used to watch Wrestle Talk TV, right? It's a YouTube channel, and I would watch it religiously every day. And I would listen to them, and they'd be like, "Oh, this pay-per-view, this person's coming back," and stuff they would, hear as rumors or whatever wouldn't happen, and I'll be upset. I noticed I would get upset, but it's like, dummy, who you the one was watching the internet thinking that was going to happen, and I'm blaming WWE or. Yeah, and I would get this invested emotion. So me personally, I don't really like even when you guys be talking about gaming, like I don't know the CEO of these companies, so I don't follow too much of like the writer strike and who it affect. I just knew yes, there was a writer strike. So to answer your question, I don't know.
Yeah, as soon as it started, Deadpool and Wolverine, they were like they walked off, like they had to stop.
Yeah, I just personally watched the movie to enjoy it for what I seen on screen, and I don't know what was changed, what wasn't, what couldn't have been, so I don't know.
I mean, like I said before, I mean the plot did kind of drag in the middle of the movie, but you don't watch a Deadpool movie for the plot. I mean, you could have given me 2 hours of Deadpool looking for his damn car keys, and I would have been happy.
I didn't know who Ryan Reynolds' wife was until today. Like I looked up the picture, it was like, oh, that girl.
Yeah.
Also in the story, you notice they're trying to go after the MacGuffin, then they had to stop and get another MacGuffin to do that MacGuffin.
Yeah, he even called it a MacGuffin.
Even he called it a MacGuffin.
Yeah, it was pure just to like be able to make a movie and be as free as you can and do whatever you want and don't have to worry about kind of getting your hands tied and make this or make that. They was able just to make this movie and to be able to break the fourth wall, like get themselves out of any jams and just make it. But go ahead, Energy.
I said, welcome to the MCU. You're joining at a bit of a low point.
Well, no, I think the thing with Deadpool is the difference with the MCU. So they have to write it a certain way, and they could use the multiverse to get out of things. But Ryan Reynolds could just make something silly and stupid, and it just be breaking the fourth wall and get out of it. Which is a big difference.
And every time he broke the fourth wall, Wolverine looked at him like he was crazy, but didn't even bother acknowledging it. I thought that was
right.
I mean, that was cool.
But yeah, guys, we've been, spent about almost an hour on this part.
Ruben cursed in Logan Holtz. Like, he cursed a lot in Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they went in.
That's the best rated.
I think they said they F-bomb 118 times in the movie.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, Wolverine Deadpool does not beat Logan. I'm sorry. That movie's too much of a masterpiece.
Is there anything else you guys want to add to this before we move on?
Not really. I mean, it was good. I mean,
it's a good movie, fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was what it needed to be.
Serious.
Oh no, don't take it serious at all.
Well, with that being said, something. Well, let me ask you this, FKat. Did you want to bring up? Let me
throw in there. Throw in there for a rated R movie. I did feel like you can bring your girlfriend and your kids to see this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. FKat, did you wanna? Did you? What's up, Dodge man? Did you want to bring up any gaming before we go straight to WWE? Do you want to throw out the gaming stuff since it's not much?
So we don't have much gaming stuff. I guess we will skip out on that whole thing with Reef Wars talking about GOAT gaming because.
Just so you.
Oh, go ahead, Energy.
I just wanted to touch on that because he mentioned, rumors and stuff, and we're kind of experts at.
No, I got you.
Hold on.
It's all
about entertainment and.
So yeah, what I wanted to see is if we're gonna. I need to ask Energy because I know Energy is here for wrestling. No? But Energy, do you? I don't know how much time you got. We need to jump straight into the wrestling, or do you want to touch a little bit of gaming? Or I say since Energy is here, let's just go straight into the wrestling.
I was about to say that's kind of.
Yeah, let's just go straight into the wrestling.
Energy. You want to do wrestling?
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight into the wrestling. But let me do Wow, it's funny. I just literally did that. But we're gonna get right into the
No
wrestling. So let's
comment
just
on
do.
any of this, so I'm just gonna sit here on mute.
All right, fair enough. Let's do it.
Topic switch.
All right, guys. So we're going to get into WWE SummerSlam. That was this Saturday. There were 7 matches. I thought the card was really stacked. A lot of crazy stuff happened. So, guys, if you didn't see it yet, we are going to, just recap it. So we will be actually talking about everything that did happen. So there will be spoilers, so if you didn't see that, we're going to get into it. But, man, so let's get into it. Let's start with first things first, Energy. You did see it, obviously.
Yes.
And so what was your thoughts overall?
Overall, I thought it was a very solid show. You had none of the matches drug on too long. It wasn't overfilled like with a bunch of filler material in between matches. I think, seven matches on a 4-hour show, a nice little sweet spot. Some matches got a little bit of time to breathe. Some of them, like the ones that were super quick, needed to be kind of super,
right.
Like we'll get to talking about it. I'm assuming you want to go like match by match, but if there was one match that was going to get cut short a little bit, I think it had to be Sammy and Braun. Yeah, it was a very well put together show, very well paced.
Yeah, I think just my synopsis of it. I liked everything that happened. I liked the flow of all the matches. The first 2 matches did go pretty quick. I was like, oh, snap. But I love the outcome. I think I was actually okay with all the outcomes. Nothing really bothered me. And
there was a couple of matches I was hoping would go a different way, but overall, I'm glad.
So yeah, there was one match I did want to go a different way. But I think, I think everything was cool. So let's start off with the first match. The first match... Was that Sammy and Braun?
No, it was Rhea versus Liv.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, I think something came before that. Man, good back and forth. The whole storyline. The revenge tour of Liv, and if you go further back when Rhea injured her, so she got her revenge on her, and now it's all back around with this whole Dom thing, and they made you think that Dom and her was really not a thing, and they was like done. And so, man, this swerve at the... Oh, hold up. Let me drop the link for Murder. Yeah, he definitely want to get in there. Let me see. 2 point... Go ahead, Andrew.
If I had one complaint about that match, it's like a minor thing. I don't think they needed to do the popping the shoulder back in thing twice.
Okay.
But this match, just like WrestleMania, you open the card with Rhea Ripley. She sets the pace very well for these big events. And she comes out looking like a freaking monster at this match. This is how you have a dominating force like a Rhea Ripley in the women's division. This is how you make her lose without making her look weak. Yes, she looked vulnerable by the end of it. But you didn't have to do anything that made her lose her momentum, so to say.
I think she's so over. She could lose, she could win. Like, I think what she tapped into is she's now a star, meaning she was always a great wrestler. She's a real strong woman. She has a good look. But now she has the it factor because I think she tapped into the star, meaning those storylines really made her a character, right? WWE is all about making you a character. And honestly,
they did that for her.
Say that again?
I said the Judgment Day did that for her.
Yes, the storylines. Yes. So she became like a character, right? Like, she had more personality with the whole Dom thing. Before it was just like, yo, Rhea Ripley, like when Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte, for me, she was a beast, right? She was a super good wrestler. But I didn't look at her like the it factor. I didn't look at her like a superstar. I looked at her like she's a monster female. And no, she's going to be dominant. But now I'm like, man, you could write her in a silly story. You could write her in a revenge story. So that's what I like. And that's what I got. We got, for me, where Rhea Ripley is.
Speaking of superstars too, how the hell did they manage to let Dominic Mysterio throw a heel turn when he's already a heel? Like, that man's going to be getting nuclear heat now.
I think that was really cool. And obviously the rumors was out there, but I think that was really cool. And what I do like the play, right? Because you could have did it a bunch of different ways. I like the play that Liv see it coming. You know, so it was like Dom just did it on his own. And so I want to hear, now I'm dying to hear what he says, right? Or why he did it. But let me pull in. Murder is in the building. Let's give it up for him. No nonsense. Let's go. No nonsense unless Murder's about that nonsense. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
What up, man?
What up, y'all?
Murder, what's going on, man? So we're talking about some WWE Summerslam. I'm glad you could be with me. I'm glad you've been watching it. And it's cool to have you on here and Energy on here, you know?
Yeah. I missed a lot of the, you know, like you, as you know, like the prior years of wrestling and just, you know, as far as like the video games, you know, playing Wrestling Wednesday with you guys, and then, you know, it kind of revived my love for wrestling. So I'm really liking it.
That's dope.
SummerSlam was good for me. I liked it. I watched it twice.
We're going to recap just, you know, the matches. We're not getting super in depth, but we're just talking about them. So we're talking about the first one, you know, Liv and Rhea. What's your thoughts, man? Give us some of your thoughts.
I thought it was a good match. I know Energy or you might have seen the twist coming, but I didn't. Especially with Rhea looking like that. I like you guys said, I know I can't wait for tonight. I think tonight is probably going to be just as good as SummerSlam.
Yes.
I think it's going to be explosive.
But I was hoping it would be Finn Balor to get with Liv.
I thought that could happen.
I didn't know for sure that's the route they were going to go with Dominic, but I kind of had a feeling.
Yeah, the whole Finn thing for me was very subtle all the times they did it, but obviously, you know, if you rewind it, you saw the stuff he did from taking the card, putting it in his pocket. But I feel like I never gravitated to something. I never wanted something to happen with Liv and him. Personally, we'll get to the Damian thing later, but personally, I wanted it to be more with him, and I wanted, if the screw job was to come, it would be him again and something to do with Rhea, because that's more like the screw job was going to be done to Rhea. So Finn screwing Rhea just kind of falls flat a little bit.
I've got even more reasons to watch Raw than just the Wyatt Six in-ring debut tonight, because
that's cool, man.
I really want to see the way the Judgment Day is made up now.
Yes.
Dominic still
Oh boy.
Is it just like Finn, JD, and Carlito?
Well, let's do this. Once we get to the Damian match, let's then talk about what we think is going to happen with the Judgment Day. So once we get there, so you guys good with this match? We can move on.
Yeah, I'm good. That was a solid match, man. Rhea, badass.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to point out that her and Liv were pretty dangerously close to a couple of little wardrobe malfunctions during that match.
And I showed
was what?
I know Rhea's pants stand there came off when her broke.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say. I think the thing, I know you were saying it was a little overkill with the shoulder, but when they first did it, I was like, ooh.
So the first time they did it, yeah, Jesus Christ.
And I guess that she was able to pull her shoulder down enough that you see the bone. So she made it look like believable, you know?
And it wasn't just her, like everybody else sold that spot. The commentators, Dominic, like everybody sold that. Like, holy shit, did she just really do that?
Yeah. When they showed the overhead view too, like when, you know, looking down kind of, the little thing was, you know, how, like Cowboy said, how they sold it, like you could literally like see something popping out.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I can do this thing with my shoulder where it looks like it's popped out, so I'm wondering if that's what she was doing. Or
that's what I'm thinking. Like my stepson, man, he could do all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, oh, she probably could do some of that, you know. But all right, let's move on a little bit. So the next one was Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Now for me, I just felt Braun was going to win because Sammy had just beat Braun. So what would be the point of giving Braun a rematch? And also, I remember the last time I was complaining that Braun never got his finisher. And then my brother was saying like, no, actually it was my son. He was like, and we talked about you too, Energy. It's funny. Because I went and watched it at his house on his 86-inch TV. And so we were like, man, my man Energy always be figuring some of the stuff out. But I was saying that before I complained that, man, he talked all this stuff and he didn't even hit Sammy with his finisher. But you guys mentioned it. Well, maybe they was protecting his finisher. So the fact that when he did hit him, it was over. So
and
I thought it was a good match. Say that again?
I love how they played into that too, leading up to the match, because Braun even said, I didn't take him seriously. Like, I thought I was fighting a stand-up comedian, because he did have the comedy show like 2 days before the event. So.
Yeah, and I think they kind of playing hot potato a little bit with with the IC title, but I think what Gunther did. It's okay. Yeah, Gunther did such a great job that I even look at that title a little higher now. I'm like, that title's even more like, it's kind of like Roman having the belt forever. Who's gonna take it? It's kind of like, well, he had it for so long. Who was gonna take it? And now it's like, oh well, who has the title?
Gunther holding it for so long and then moving up. You kind of want a bunch of guys to fill that void and be vying for that prize a little bit.
I agree.
Now, who's the top guy in the mid card?
Yeah, I agree. What's your thoughts on that match, Murder? Sami Zayn and
out of all of them, I think that's the one that I didn't. I mean, I liked it, but like you said, it was over fast. I didn't really.
It was real fast.
I don't know. In my just my opinion of the little bit I've been watching of Braun Breaker, I didn't watch him on NXT or any of that other stuff, but I honestly don't believe that he deserved to win the title like that. Look at who Sammy had to fight and go through for a long period of time before he even got a chance to get that belt. Braun comes in and runs over and spears 4 dudes that you don't even know their name. Fights Igla twice, fights Sammy twice, and he's the champion. I don't see all the hype with Braun Breaker. In my opinion, I think there's a lot of other wrestlers that could get in there and be more sellable. I know he's hot right now for whatever reason. I don't know. Right. Me personally, I don't think he deserved to win that one. I think Sammy should have held it for a little bit longer.
I definitely can see what you're saying. I think for me, when Sammy lost, I was like, dude, Sammy should just retire, right? What he did was great. At the end of the day, I feel like, I mean, I know he got more in him, but I feel like, man, but then again, he never won a big one yet. But I think Braun, definitely going off his NXT stuff, which I didn't watch either. I was a big NXT fan, but I stopped watching maybe 5-6 years ago. But I know, they said, and also his lineage, who his father and his, his uncle is and stuff. So I think right now it's kind of like he is hot, and if Strike While the Iron is hot. And it's kind of like, either you're going to make him that dude now or not. So I would hope he don't lose it soon, because if he lost it quick, it'd have been like, well, what was the point? Unless Sammy took it from him. So go ahead, Energy.
As far as the match itself, I love that they came out within the first 45 seconds. They were both trying to throw their finisher. It was super fast paced. If you're gonna get Braun Breaker over as a Goldberg type character, just smashing through everybody, this is the way you do it. And Sammy's never say die kind of guy, but the fact that he didn't just give him a squash match, he gave him a good competitive match. But I'm hearing that match was allocated 10 minutes, but for whatever reason, the wrestlers themselves cut it short. But I think psychologically this match worked out. I do worry about them taking that risk of pushing Braun too hard too fast. But I think this was a good way to get, if you listen to the guy backstage and you listen to everybody talk about him, Braun is a really humble guy. He came out at the press conference and thanked Sammy for this match and for the opportunity. So I mean, he's, for all intents and purposes, he's a really good dude that really deserves a push. But I think this was a good way to get the belt off of Sammy and maybe try to free him up for some of the bloodline shenanigans later this year.
Well,
I'm sure there's a lot of good guys behind the scenes, though. I mean, would you believe that Braun Breaker would deserve a chance over, you say, a Jay Uso, or who else has been working hard? I can't see him, like LA Knight. Of course he won the USA Championship, but it's like really, who is Braun fought? Oh, he fought Sheamus. I forgot.
I do agree. Jay deserves a little bit of recognition, but
Like, come on now.
I think he's so over right now that, like, if you put him into the title picture, any title picture, it's kind of going to fuck up the story of where they're going with him. Because I want to see him get his first title when he takes over as the tribal chief.
Who, Uso?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what our problem is? I always want to disagree with Energy, and then somehow you end up being right. So I kind of don't want to say this.
Right.
I want to see him get that big belt and Roman acknowledge him. And, like,
I don't think Jay's going to be. I don't think Jay can ever be the tribal chief, but
I think he's going back to the bloodline.
I think as soon as he gets that spot, or at least as soon as Roman acknowledges him, he's basically going to disband the bloodline. Like, they're still going to be family, but they're not going to be like a faction like the NWO. Yeah.
So, Goon Squad, we will get to that, but we're not there yet. He said the real question is, will they let Cody and Roman team up? Yeah, we're not there yet. All right. YS6 first match tonight. We'll see. So we're not there yet. I mean, I think the match was okay. I'm okay with it being Braun. When I look at this, so I always try to remember SmackDown and Raw is two different shows. So I have to think of who is on Raw, right? And who I think should be the one to be able to beat Sammy. My only issue is Sammy just beat Braun, so that bothers me a little bit.
Right. And it was a harder fight. Like, he took 3 spears in that other one. He took one the other night, and it was
No. I think that was the issue. He never took a spear in the other one. That was my problem.
In the other one, he didn't.
Yeah, that was my problem. I was like,
I don't think he's taken one during the match yet. No.
Yeah, he didn't.
He took one outside the match helping Ilya, but
that's
what I'm thinking of. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
But I think the way it's been going, Braun has I think he only lost to Sammy, so they're making them look powerful. So I think
now they can do the tiebreaker though.
Yeah, exactly. They could do a tiebreaker. But anyway, let's move on now. What match was next?
I think it was the U.S. title.
U.S. title. Okay, so we got LA Knight going against Logan Paul. Now, maybe they try to trick people and make you think Logan wouldn't lose because they was in his hometown of Cleveland. But I felt that if you don't give LA Knight the belt now, bro, it's going to be another one of those things where you see people that's on fire and they just never do anything with them. They fall off, like a Ryback, like, just people who was on fire, man. And WWE just was like, they didn't want to give him a title. And I already felt that LA Knight was champion. He was big champ at some point. And I felt like once they gave him that title shot, Roman, and Roman beat him, for me, I feel like he's simmered down and he's not in that league anymore. Now, he got the charisma and the tools to get back there, and all it takes is a storyline. That's why I made it clear with Rhea. Now, she's so marketable because she can be she's a superstar because of story. But LA Knight, for me, I felt he was going to win it. I thought they had a great match. I thought, the whole thing playing with, people coming in there. MGK was there. Giving them the brass knuckles, good stuff, good, like, crazy wild stuff. But yeah, it was LA Knight's time. That's what I got to say about this match. What about you, Energy? And we'll go to Murder.
So you know my disdain for Logan Paul. Nobody that I know hates Logan Paul more than I do. And I swear to God, I've defended Logan Paul more this weekend than I have in my entire life. This was match of the night for me. Some of the stuff that they were doing, that springboard Acai moonsault Logan did, that was clean. It was beautiful. He had the right height, the right distance to hit LA Knight in the entrance way. That top rope brainbuster that they did, like that one had me up on my feet, like grabbing my back, like that. I felt that one. I hope to God Logan was breathing out on the way down, because if not, I guarantee you it knocked the breath out of him. I mean, you can see it in Logan's face, getting all bruised up. Them two were going in on each other, and they went out there like they had something to prove, and damn it, they killed it.
No, that was, well, you go ahead, Murder.
Oh, I thought it was a great fight as well. I didn't see it go as long as I wanted it to go longer.
Half the match was for the bell too.
Yeah, I wanted it to go longer, and it's just I don't mean to go back to the Braun stuff, but it's like I can see LA Knight finally winning, you know. But look how much LA Knight and all the people that he had to fight and how long it took.
Right.
Even with the charisma, even with for him to even get to that point, and they throw somebody like Braun in there and let him beat Sammy after. But anyway, I think it was a great fight. I have a new respect for Logan Paul. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler. I don't like him as a person. I mean, I don't know him as a person, but some of the bullshit that he does, which is probably a lot just for the internet.
Right.
But as far as his wrestling skills, I gotta tip my hat to Logan Paul. I never liked him at first, like energy. I just whatever.
I think the
It's a gimmick.
is actually good for Logan Paul because ever since he's joined as a wrestler, we're really starting to see him grow up and start making better decisions.
Yeah. He's grew on me. I like.
Yeah.
The thing with him is cool is him as a heel. When he cut his promos, he come at you different. He's talking about you in real life and how you're a nobody. And I'll be like, everything he's saying is kind of real. That thing cut. Like, did they rehearse that? Did they say, yeah, go ahead, you can shoot on me and kind of go outside of WWE, like, ooh, and talk how much better you are because this and that. But yeah, I mean, I think he's a good heel. It sucks that he only defended his title 2 times. I didn't even realize when he mentioned it. On SmackDown he was talking about it. But listen, somebody who comes into this world who never did this before, obviously is athletic anyway, right? But he did a great job. So even if he was to hang it up or be gone for a bit, I think it was cool. And I think LA Knight was the perfect person to get it. I'm happy to see LA get a belt. And I hope they give him like a cool run, man. Like, I hope he remind me of like, when Stone Cold won the King of the Ring kind of sort of, you know what I mean? Just get like this like cool pop. And he already is popular, but let's see what he could do now with a title,
Go on a tear.
Yeah, man. And I want to see him, like, how Steve used to, not that he's supposed to be Steve, but how Steve would always just hit people with the stunner and you didn't see it coming. Like, that move come off so good too. I wanted to see him like, just be kind of wild and like be reckless and tearing people up. Just, I don't know. I guess I kind of want him to remind me of Stone Cold more. But.
Who do you want LA Knight? Who do you picture LA Knight fighting next?
I'd like to.
Or who's gonna come for that USA title? You think?
I would love to see LA Knight and Andrade go at it.
Oh yeah, yeah, because that would be really good. So Andrade, he just beat
he just humbled Melo again.
Yeah, he beat Carmelo. Yeah, he beat him again, right? Yeah,
I think that would be perfect. Yep. Braun and LA Knight.
No, but they're on different shows. So that's the only problem. You got to remember that
they can't never meet up.
I don't think you do that match right now without them unifying the belts. They eventually meet up, but not right now.
Yeah, they're not unified.
I would like to see them two meet up whenever they've both established themselves in the world
title picture. I would like to see them do a Survivor Series, right? Get the Survivor Series. You got SmackDown versus Raw. There you go. Or bring back the pay-per-view bragging rights, But
what about
they're not. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that was cool. Y'all want to move on?
Yeah.
What? So I know the last 2 was the title matches.
I think Nia and Bailey were
Nia and Bailey, right?
If I'm sure. Yeah.
So honestly, man, I'm low key like a fan of Nia. I know people might not like her because she injured people and stuff like that.
Too.
The behind the scenes stuff. But me personally, I like that she's big. She talk trash, but she could back it up. I like this Nia Jax, this Queen of the Ring. And honestly, I kind of wanted her to win. I like when she cut that promo, was like, I beat Jade, I beat Valkyria, I beat Bianca, like I beat Naomi. I was like, oh, she name calling, and she did, right? And all the other girls she beat straight up pretty much. She didn't, besides she got Jade got disqualified, which was one of the dumbest things I've seen this year. But so yeah, I personally I wanted her to win.
And she beat Becky.
Huh?
And she beat Becky.
And I was thinking about the people. Well, actually, Valkyria was
in the King of the Ring, right?
Yeah. So yeah, she did. Yeah, she did beat.
Poor Lyra.
Say that again.
I said poor Lyra.
Oh man, she caught that too. Bailey caught it. If you're watching, or you guys are watching the pay-per-view on that second one, she was. I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, man.
I would love to have seen them add the little. There was one match way back in the '90s where Yokozuna delivered multiple bonsai drops to Bret Hart, and he started like bleeding from the mouth, like he had internal bleeding or something. I kind of wish they would have done that a little bit.
Yes, I think they won't do that with the female. That's the only thing.
But I would like to see them break their comfort zone and kind of take those chances.
You might see that on Netflix.
But Nia, I'm not a fan, but she has been doing a great job since she came back. She's been doing a better job of protecting her opponents than she did before. And she does seem like she's having a little bit of fun. I just wish if she was going to get her big win, it would have been over somebody besides my girl Bailey. But I will say though, Bailey's stylist deserves all the props right now. That girl every week coming out with the hairstyles, with the makeup, with the attire, whether it's in interviews, whether it's, I mean, she's coming out looking like a freaking rock star every week. So yeah, her stylist needs some props. But
I agree.
If I ever do, she's been putting in the work, and I think it's about time she got a little something.
When Bailey came out of WrestleMania with the new music, new outfit, and all that, I was loving the direction. But I mean, go ahead, Murder.
Oh, sorry, I had one more thing.
Oh no, I'm listening to y'all. Y'all 100%.
I think one more thing that Nia Jax's title run is going to do a hell of a job with is getting Tiffany over as a title. Because I think by the end of Nia's run, you're going to see Tiffany turn babyface.
Yeah, I think I like Tiffany a lot. I like that
that's my girl.
Very athletic. She's good on the eyes. I like that she's a character. I don't know how she's gonna do as babyface, but right now as a heel, she's a perfect character. Trash talking and shaking her, her hair like she's. But anyway, as far as Nia and Bailey, I thought it was.
What more do you people want? I'm everything you need. That is basically.
Yeah, she is.
Listen, the center of the universe, man.
What do you say?
Although, Tiffany time and her music, bro. I love her music. But what she called her thing? The greatest moonsault ever, prettiest moonsault ever.
The prettiest moonsault.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Jacob Fatu might got her beat. I'm like, bro, he's so smooth. But anyway,
pretty, but it is beautiful.
God damn. But anyway, I thought it was a good match, man. I thought Bailey Bailey took that title to another level, taking it from Io at WrestleMania. And I think, now let's get a monster, right? Now let's get somebody that just can't be beat, right? Let Nia go on a tear,
Probably, I think you like Tiffany's music because it sounds kind of like Bobby Lashley.
Hey, how long do you guys think it'll be before Tiffy cashes in on Nia?
It's going to be a few months, but it's bound to happen.
Yeah, I think I love that she came out and acted like she was going to cash in. Well, she was going to try to, but I think I agree. You might see maybe Survivor Series at the least.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do it, but I would love to see something like Nia go up against an opponent that gives her some real problems, like a Bianca. And
Jade.
Like while it looks like Nia's about to lose the match, Tiffy kind of cash in to save Nia, and then Nia take it the wrong way and turn on Tiffy. I would like to see something unique like that.
Okay.
I don't think they've played that angle. But I would like to see a little a little subversion like that. It would be intelligent.
Yeah.
Oh, Goon Squad said he think Tiff will cash in at the next pay-per-view. Yeah, I think that's too early, Goon Squad.
Early. She just got that briefcase. She's going to be flashing that thing for months.
Oh, yeah, and she just got it fixed, too?
Oh, yeah.
He also said how you feel about them putting Pat in the game now. I haven't played with him, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't played with him either.
I'm okay with AJ Hawk and Darius Butler, I think. Them two look the part. They're pretty solid, but them other two goons...
Yeah, I don't even know who. I didn't watch the video yet of who got put in the game, but
that Boston dude reminds me of Enzo Amore a little
Yeah, I don't know any of them besides Pat McAfee, so I don't know.
So let's move on. And wow, I think we are at Drew versus CM Punk. Good stuff. It still bothered me that Seth was a special guest referee. I wish they had a regular referee out and they knocked the referee out and then Seth came out and became the referee. But you know, it's neither here nor there. He was the ref for the whole match. I think they did a good job of going back and forth. They both was getting the best of each other. You know, the whole pulling Seth into it, I kind of wish he just never got hit at all or touched. Because I really just wanted to be straight up just them against each other, them be the reason why one or the other.
Hold on, Cowboy. Before you keep going, I just want to interject real quick. So, what? Oh man, never mind. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Now go ahead, say it.
Like, I'm going the same way as you. Like, why is he even there? You know, like, do you think that they're going to continue it like tonight?
My problem is I feel like now they're going to end up throwing Seth in it. There's going to either be a triple threat or it's going to lead up to Seth versus CM Punk. And I feel like Drew
and my last part of that question is, who do you think was at fault for that altercation all around?
I'll get to
that. But anyway, keep going. Sorry.
I want to hear Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say this. Drew put so much work into this. And before he was even beefing with CM Punk, I felt like he was picking Raw up. Like everybody on the roster had some type of beef with him. And it was like, whoa. And Drew was just coming out talking smack to everybody. Punk came back and Drew instantly pulled him in the fire too. And I feel like, you know, yeah, he won. Cool. But I feel like he deserved to have a straight up match with CM Punk. They both deserve
exactly.
That. You know, they both deserve that. The first go at it should have been no BS. But did they want to save one of them? Like make it like, okay, well, neither one of you technically got a clean win. I don't like that. They had too much bad blood for it to come down to a nonsense win. So it bothers me. And even though Seth is my dude, I don't care. He shouldn't have been in the match at all. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad we had the match. It just did sour the match for me. It's not. I'll say this. I haven't seen a feud that deep and intense with that much screw jobs, with that much back and forth, and that much big things.
And it kept it hot the entire time with one or both of them being injured.
Somebody get injured and come back, and you still bring back the fire. And for that to happen, that bothers me. But I'll elaborate some more. Energy, what were you going to say?
Yeah, that they kept it hot the entire time while one or both of them were injured. I think this match kind of suffered from.
I think Cowboy dropped his mic.
Oh yeah, sorry, I dropped my mic. I was picking it up.
I think this match kind of suffered a little bit from being hyped up to a level where they really couldn't deliver. I'm like you guys. I would love to have seen just a one-on-one between these two. I was kind of irritated as soon as Seth's name got brought into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I see this. I see so many sides of it right now, though, because the original plan was for Seth and Punk at Mania. So how do you get back to that? You got to work Seth in there at some point. I think during this match, if they're going to work Seth in like they did, that they did it very well. They, they told the story for the month leading up to the match where Drew kept beating up referees. Referees were scared. Okay, that's how you get Seth as a special referee. All right, they made that make sense. Okay, they didn't just shoehorn it in there. During the match, I think we get so focused on being annoyed that Seth was in there, we kind of miss some of the intelligent things that they did. Like, if you really look at their attires, CM Punk was wearing the black and pink, which was a nod to Bret Hart. Drew came out with the trench coat on, which was a nod to The Undertaker, that SummerSlam SummerSlam 97 match where Shawn was the special referee.
Energy, can I just stop you there? Unfortunately, I don't care about that stuff, bro. I wanted to story. What is Bret Hart and the Undertaker story that was?
It's the little
This match kind of turned into a love letter.
little nuances that make sense.
Yeah, this match kind of turned into a love letter to that match, and they worked in a story beat into that, where I don't know if y'all remember after the Montreal Screwjob, Vince McMahon ended up saying Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart. Well, in this match, CM Punk screwed CM Punk because he got so focused on that bracelet when he saw Seth wearing it.
Took his eyes off the goal.
Now you're fucking with me? Like, what? I thought you were supposed to be impartial. What's the deal here?
Let me ask you.
I can see Seth's version of it. Like, I picked the damn thing up to keep it from getting damaged. I was going to give it back to you. Like, what?
Listen, everything you saying makes sense, but for you to have that long of a build, that hot of a build, really? That's how you make the first match. Now, hold on, look what Goon Squad said. Love it. He said it should have been a last man standing match.
Again, I agree with you guys. Seth shouldn't have been involved in this one. The first match should have been Drew versus Punk, and there should have been blood. I feel like that this match was lacking that aspect.
Thank you. Energy said exactly what I was going to say. I want them both bloody and beat up after all this went on.
Was so hot.
It should have been
so much hatred between the two of them that they needed that. If you're throwing Seth in there, then the damn thing better be a triple threat, Hell in the Cell, and all three of them better be broken and bloody by the end of it.
I agree. Yeah. So listen, I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna be crying about this forever, right? Listen, at the end of the day, we got the match. I'm glad that Punk was, healthy, came back. Drew was healthy, came back. Yes, you could throw Seth in the mix. Obviously, we're gonna move on, right? Hopefully, they could get another one-on-one. Hopefully, they'll come out tonight and have some type of smack talk, but I feel that, Punk's going to come out tonight and be more focused on Seth. And then what Drew do then, right? So where does Drew go? I hope they turn into a triple threat, and then eventually you get – so here's the problem. I think fans would love to see CM Punk versus Seth. So it's almost like, well, where does Drew fit? And so also Drew's been putting so much into CM Punk, you're just gonna slap it away, and then now what Drew does.
Yeah, right? You can't write Drew after he just won. You can't write him out the match like, okay, Seth is back. Like, that's one thing I don't agree with. No. I didn't get to say nothing. Seth shouldn't have been there, and I said that in We Wrestled Wednesday 2 weeks ago. Remember, Seth shouldn't have been there in the first place. He got beat. Okay, cool. Got injured. He comes back. He's meddling in their business. He should have to work back up through the ladder. I know you guys love Seth and all that, but no, he shouldn't just come in off injury and just be implemented right into their match. They had this going on.
Wasn't it Chosen that brought up the possibility of Seth Rollins coming into this match? And I think me and Murder both at the same time went,
Yeah, why? Like Cowboy said, and you said, why? Let these people, let these two men scrap it out. Why do we have to we're having this conversation now that shouldn't even be happening? They both deserve that. And I want to see Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell type brutality when it comes to them after what I've seen.
If the story wasn't so good, if they didn't keep it tight so good, then I'd be like, well, it's falling flat. Add Seth in there to save it, right? But no, they kept it going. They got all the way to SmackDown. That CM Punk thing was, I'm showing up on SmackDown. I'm gonna let you know that the doctor said I'm clear. Guess what? He get beat the hell up by Drew. Now he can't come back out. It pushes
after all that, it's still hot because Drew took the bracelet back.
Man, they did a great job. But
I wanted to see more, man.
One thing I did like about the match, though, was the fact that Seth was letting them beat the hell out of each other, but at the same time, he was also basically coaching both of them. Like, your problem is him right now. Why are you focusing on me? Like, keep your eye on the ball.
Sure.
Like, he told
because he was a distraction. His ass shouldn't have been there to have that conversation.
And CM Punk even called him an unwelcome distraction.
Right, yeah.
But he still let it distract him.
But then on Re-Wrestling Wednesday, I told you guys too, when we were like, who you guys think's gonna get screwed? I was like, Seth's gonna do it to CM Punk, but he didn't do it to CM Punk. Okay. CM Punk did it to him and whatever, but it was like,
Seth stayed in part.
Yeah, Seth told him, you got in my business back in the day when he was going for the championship. Remember, he's like, stay out of my business, blah, 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 blah. And I just knew that something like this was gonna happen. You could see it coming a mile away.
Mile away.
But I was happy that Seth did stay impartial though.
Yeah, for the most part, his distraction makes him non-impartial.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
he was enough of a distraction. Why are you in here? But then again, that's their fault. Remember, like CM Punk told Drew, you took your eye off the ball. Well, now CM Punk, you took your eye off the ball.
Right.
And
the thing is, I can't say Seth was impartial because he should have never grabbed the bracelet.
Well, like I said, when he grabbed it, you see him like think about throwing it away, but you can see the wheels turning in his head. Like, I don't want to give this to some random person at ringside. Let me keep it safe.
No, stop, energy. You better stop.
That's what I got out of it. The way he picked it up and he went to toss it aside and he looked at it and he was like, "No, I better hold on to it."
No way in hell. He knew
his body language. That's what I got out of it.
No, if you watch wrestling like he watched wrestling, the whole story was CM Punk. The whole thing was
Cowboy. We just spent an hour talking about Deadpool and suspension of disbelief. You know,
no, energy. You're not gonna.
I said no.
Yes.
Bro, you can't get away. CM Punk's whole thing is he want his bracelet. My wife and my dog. Now, if it was just a referee that had no beef with him, then yeah, maybe CM Punk wouldn't mind at the referee. Actually, he probably still would have been pissed off. Like, why are you wearing my bracelet?
I agree with Cowboy.
You can't sit there and use the excuse, they've been watching wrestling their whole lives. These referees been watching wrestling their whole lives and they still miss the blatant interference.
No, I'm just saying that you can't say that he was impartial.
If one bad guy's jumping up on the apron to distract you, another bad guy's jumping in the ring behind
you.
But you let it happen.
Listen, if you want me to believe that Seth didn't think putting the bracelet on will bother CM Punk, I can't agree with you. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
They can lean into it tonight. They can absolutely lean into it tonight and be like, look, I wasn't going to mess with the bracelet. I was planning on giving it back to you at the end of the match, but you guys.
What I don't like, energy. What I don't like is if they.
Look at the story that they're telling over this little 50-cent bracelet.
No, but listen. What I don't like is when they play. They play on your intelligence, right? It's like you've been watching it. And again, people want different things. So if that's what you want and that's what you think would make sense, that's on you. But for me as a fan, they've been telling the story that bracelet, all hell's going to break loose. He wants that bracelet. So for them to put it on Seth and he got beef with Seth, nowhere can you try to make me think that the character Seth would think CM Punk wouldn't be bothered if he put on his bracelet. If you try
also got to think the referee's job is to pick up debris in the ring and keep the wrestler safe, right? If he picked up something and realized it was valuable to somebody, you can completely imagine him
put it in your pocket,
instead of just like throwing it out. Like,
all right, I can't talk to you anymore about this.
The Amazon dude, the guy who works at AMPM, the mailman, anybody else in the world could have picked up that bracelet. But when one of your worst enemies picks up that bracelet, what we doing? What you got that on? In the heat of the moment is.
Seth Rollins might hate CM Punk, but he's not a thief. He's not,
No, pick it up, put it in your pocket like a ref would do, and give it to him back after the match after they win. The story's better than what I'm saying, but I don't know. He knew, like Goon said, he knew what he was doing. But he didn't. I knew what he was doing. But
anyway, I'm still at the end of the day. You know what's cool though? At the end of the day, it still makes you want to watch tonight, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing is at the end of the day. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just want to see Seth Rollins tell him, look, you should have kept your eye on the ball, beat his ass, and then come and ask me for your bracelet back. You let this damn bracelet get in your head so much. You don't know where you're at right now.
Take your own advice.
What's cool is regardless of how we feel, I think all the matches we've seen, all the matches we've discussed so far, one thing it did do is make you want to know what's next. And that's what it's about, right?
Every one of them.
Right. Wrestling is an ongoing story. It's the longest running episodic show in the history of television, right? So one of the cool things is saying episodic show means that there's always going to be something next. And what can you do? The most you could do with an episodic show is make me want to watch the next episode. And they did do that. So with that being said, Damian Priest going against Gunther. Now, I'll just come out and say,
my Lord.
I'll come out and say it. I personally wanted, and I was on the edge of my seat. I personally wanted Damian to win.
Me too.
So it could end up in Finn versus Damian at some point. Because I would love to see Finn eventually get that belt back. So every time it looked like Gunther was going to win, I was like, no.
Finn? Over all the stars that are out there right now, Finn? Get out of here.
Just because I would always one day, and you know what's cool is I think that's why Finn isn't getting it, because you haven't watched everything I'm talking about. But as a person watching it, to give you credit as a person that's watching it, you're like, clearly, like, even with the Braun thing, Finn. So I think it's like, yeah, for the people who are just tuning in, maybe we don't want to play on their intelligence to be like, why is he getting a shot? He losing left and right. So I agree with you, but I think there's a deep history that maybe me and Energy would just, it's a fan service. We would love to see, Finn get a shot back. And if Finn, hold on real quick, and if Finn and Damian are beefing, how cool would it be to have the title on the line as the caveat? But
they're beefing.
So a lot of the history there with Finn Balor, I mean, he was the founder of the Bullet Club over in Japan, and you've got an elite list of people that have been members of that. You've got Cody Rhodes, you've got AJ Styles, you've got DOC, you've got Tama Tonga, you've got like I think the Young Bucks were over there for a good little minute. But so you got all of these like top tier guys that have been members of this group that Finn created, and it's still going strong over there. He comes over here and he's immediately thrown into feuds with like Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins and some of your top card guys, and he is the guy. He beat Roman Reigns. Like he was the man there for a minute until he got injured, but ever since then,
and you left out that he was
crazy. I just don't see it.
Champion.
You left out. Yeah, he was the very first. He only held it for a day because Seth injured him during that match, which is why I hate the buckle bomb so much. But the fact of the matter is, go ahead, FKat.
Real quick, Cowboy, I'm on Twitter right now. They just released a video of Daphne Keane interview. She is confirming that it is a direct continuation of the character from Logan. Oh, her character. Her character is.
Oh, Laura.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think Cowboy froze.
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone. Okay. Sorry. Back on.
I'm still here.
Back on the Finn.
Finn Balor. Yeah.
Finn was was the top guy. And then he got injured, and ever since then he's kind of been struggling to make it back. So I think where Cowboy and I were both hoping they were going with this, like Damian. First off, I'm happy to see he made it through a match without any significant mistakes, because his last couple of matches, like, there's been some serious problems. And I think Damian's one of the most underrated guys on the card. The fact that him and Gunther put on the show that they did, it cemented Damian as one of your top guys. I can see where they're going with it. He was a good champion. He lost his belt. When he comes back as a babyface and gets that belt back, he's going to be over the moon. And I think they could really use this to build Finn back up to the point where he can show everybody what he's capable of. You can reestablish him as a top guy. I mean, the card is so stacked right now that you need people like Finn Balor up there in the mix,
I agree. And the thing is, what's cool about Monday Night Raw, what the coolest thing about Raw is the world title is the title of opportunity. It's taking people who, if they was on SmackDown trying to get that title, you'd be like, yeah, they're not ready. They're not ready. Raw, because that title, it's the new title, because Seth had it, was a workhorse guy, and then it was like, okay, Drew got it, then lost it, then Damian got it. I feel like this is the title that could play hot potato, but could also do hot potato to take some people that's kind of stuck here and put them into the bigger stardom. So, but with that being said, I think what this is doing is one. I always say this, right? So in my house, me and McNasty and my brother and people I know, we always say why we can't get that Triple H heel. What I mean is there was a point in time where Triple H didn't cheat. He didn't need it. He will beat you straight up and put you down. It was like, damn, Triple H just beat somebody again.
When did Triple H cheat?
Nah, there was a point in time where Triple H would beat people clean. So Gunther.
There was a little run.
I know, he's my favorite wrestler.
Yeah, Gunther.
Gunther is that guy. He treats wrestling as a sacred sport.
Yeah, Gunther is gonna be your Triple H guy for me. Gunther, listen, Gunther gonna be your monster heel where he's gonna not need to cheat, and trust me, he is gonna do some special stuff with that world title. Trust me, he's about the only problem is we were trying to think, well, who's next for Gunther? The only problem is it almost feels like Raw has so many people that's kind of intertwined with people that it's kind of like, I mean, who's free to be Gunther's first opponent?
Yeet.
No, I feel like they just fought like a couple times not that long ago for the, I feel like
I think they had a really good match at King of the Ring, and that needs to be the last time they tie into it for a good little minute.
Yeah, they need to get a little break. Maybe Sheamus. No, Sheamus actually, he got beat by Gunther trying to go for the King of the Ring, right? Like,
Yep.
So I don't know, but anyway, long story short, I think Gunther. Listen, I on one hand I was like non-story, I was like, oh, Gunther all day. Story purposes, Damian, so they could have some crazy story with Finn and the Judgment Day. But they still, what's crazy? They still giving you both. Now you got Gunther that won. He's now the King General, the champion, and I think he deserved it. He deserves it. But I'm afraid because he's going to be that guy running through, like, trust me, Gunther as the world champ, he's going to be a problem. People are going to be like, bro.
There are 3 people on the Monday Night
Seth,
card that
CM,
Gunther.
Roman.
You got
Roman's on SmackDown.
You got CM and Drew. You got 3 guys that beat Gunther and Sami Zayn, Ilya Dragunov, and Braun Breaker. I'm not saying push Ilya or Braun to the world title picture just yet, but if you want a solid match for Gunther to establish himself, have him come out and have a killer match with one of them 2 guys and put them in their place and hold on to his belt,
You know what would be cool is if down the road this would be cool. It'll serve 2 purposes. Gunther, I think, deserves that world title, but somebody I think deserves it too after all these years. And how about down the road, the person that end up beating Gunther for the world title is Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sami is the one that was able to do it when he was the, IC champ.
Sami was the first one to do it on the independent scene when he was El Generico.
Hold on. What about Chad Gable then?
I don't see Chad.
I don't see him as it, but he beat him, remember?
If you're going to make Chad into a world champion at some point, I would like to see him get his comeback against Gunther.
Maybe, that would be cool.
Maybe 6 or 8 months down the road.
We clearly know Gunther's going to have it for a long time. If at least 6 months, right? 9 probably, right? So I feel like Gunther lose it, it'll probably be at WrestleMania, right? Which is probably 9 months away. So a lot of people could build up in your defense, Murder. A lot, Chad, a bunch of people could be on that level by WrestleMania.
I don't want Chad to win, but I'm just speaking on people in the recents that have actually beat him. That still they have a storyline going on in the background. That's all. I don't want Chad Gable. I don't think Chad Gable's world champion. Not yet. I don't think so. But he has been one of the only ones in the last 3 months, 4 months that's beat him one-on-one. So
he hasn't beat Gunther.
Yeah, he did.
Gable beat Gunther. That's the only reason why I throw him in there.
Yeah, Gable won by count.
It wasn't for the belt, but he beat him. Remember? It
was a title match, but Gunther lost by count out, so he retained.
Okay, all right. So he didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
But he won.
But Gable beat him. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like recently when they keep saying the 3 people that beat them, they definitely don't add Chad in there. You also didn't add Chad in there.
Yeah, I forgot about count out.
But he did beat him about
But
4 months ago.
But I think it was Ilya, Braun, and Sammy. All 3 beat him for a belt.
Yeah, it was them 3. But nah, man, good match, good stuff. I mean, we're gonna get some great. I mean, honestly, what I'm looking forward the most tonight is the Judgment Day storyline, because you had 2 things happen. So now let's talk about the Judgment Day. Man, Dom screwed Rhea, and then Finn screwed Damian. So like, is the Judgment Day? Because I feel like they're gonna stay together, but Damian and Rhea are kicked out.
Damian and Rhea are out. I think Carlito and Liv are both in. And a lot of people missed it on like social media after SummerSlam went down. It showed JD. He had the shirt on that said like Damian, Rhea, Dirty Dom. The shirt that he's not on, like he ripped it in half and like took it off and said, "I never liked that shirt anyway." I was like, yeah, this man didn't like that shirt because he wasn't on it.
Man, just to tap into it a little bit, what do you guys think is going to happen with the Judgment Day?
I think they're going to get run through by the Terror Twins.
By the who?
By the Terror Twins.
Oh,
Who is that?
Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley.
Oh.
They call themselves the Terror Twins all the time. And if they need a third man to go up with them, like let's say
R-Truth.
Well,
Not my fault.
I would say that would be an interesting little. See who's in the Judgment Day now. You got Carlito, basically. You got JD, Finn Balor. You got Liv Morgan, right?
And Dirty Dom.
I would love and Dirty Dom. Yeah. So four men and 1 woman. I would love to see them feud with Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, maybe Miz and R-Truth and Jey Uso. That'd be a nice little.
Man, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be a fun little time. Have Jay hitting on mommy the whole time.
I think that's gonna happen anyway. Watch tonight, you'll see.
And R-Truth still confused that he's not in the Judgment Day. Like
right.
Well, he's like, JD, you ain't even a member. I like it. I think we can keep that going forever.
Let me ask you this. Edge did start the Judgment Day, Ron. Is that
wow? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Judgment Day got started by Edge. Yeah, that music became his new music. Yeah, he turned like bad. That was his heel turn. And then
okay. Matter of fact, Bridge does both songs, the Judgment Day song and his.
Yep, and then what happened was they turned on him and jumped him and beat him up.
Yeah, right after Finn Balor.
Wow. See, I miss so much, so that's why I got to be quiet on some of the conversation because I'm not in depth like you guys.
Matter of fact,
I got about a good year of the news story.
I think they brought in Rhea first. It was Damian, Edge, and Rhea, and then the night they brought in Finn Balor, or I might have Finn and Rhea mixed up. But the night they brought the 4th one in, this is the night they turned on Edge.
So guys, we got somebody else jumping in here. None other than Q Beanie is in the building. Yes.
Hell yeah.
What's up, guys?
I keep forgetting you watch wrestling too, Q Beanie.
Oh yeah, we were screaming top of our lungs Saturday night.
Man,
that's cool, man.
I'm telling you,
my little man was crying. He was so happy. So,
for which match?
Well, what do you think?
The Roman.
He's a big Cody guy, but he loves Roman, so he was double happy.
Oh, that's cool.
We going there next. We going there next. Perfect
right,
time.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we going there next. Let me.
I'm not even a Roman fan, but that made me feel I don't know. It just I don't like Roman Reigns, and it just made me feel a certain way. Like okay.
Yeah, not a Roman either, but I just like storylines, and I think that was right. You know, the timing was right. So let's go into it. So we got the main event: Cody Rhodes versus the new Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa. Part of me,
new Tribal Chief.
Huh?
The new Tribal Chief.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
I was part of me, a teeny bit, like 5% of me was like, yo, what if they make him beat Cody? Because, you know, they just won the tag team championships. But
I was with you. I thought they wanted to make the new bloodline even stronger. Let's just beat Cody clean. Oh, yeah.
What if they make, well, I don't know about clean. But
when it was Bloodline rules, it was never going to be clean.
No.
It was
exactly.
at some point it was going to turn ugly. And it
I have a
did.
theory about that when it's my turn.
But yeah, I mean, good match, right? I think they did a lot. I think it was cool. They pretty much mimicked to a point a WrestleMania, right? They said Bloodline rules match, just like Mania. I mean, man, Roman and Cody went at it for like a solid 10, 15 minutes without any interference. So they went at it for a good, 10 minutes before interference. And then, then they had the shenanigans. And, it was cool. I think it went down good to what I liked. My son and I had a big debate. He thought Roman should have also speared Cody. And he was like, why did he help? I was like, no, I think that was that respect. That was that him being humbled. Like, yeah, Cody humbled him.
It looked like he was going to for a second, but then he turned around and Superman punched Jeff.
Well, remember, Roman's a good guy now, so he's got to respect the good guy champ. You know what I mean?
Who said he's a good guy?
Oh, he is.
I was about to say, we don't know yet.
He's going to be 100% face.
The night after WrestleMania, the crowd was chanting, "We want Roman."
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy.
They've been chanting, "We want Roman" since he lost. But before he lost, they were like, they were done with him.
Correct. But that's how the fans are. Listen, you know who said it best?
I want Roman just to be a fighting champion. That's why I don't like him. Him fighting every 3 months. Like, come on, dude. You're not bigger than you're not bigger than the system.
And you're spot on. You're spot on. They said today on the wrestling thing on Satellite Radio. What's it called?
Mm-hmm.
They said today that Roman's going to come back on a limited schedule.
That's the Roman I want to see.
He had a limited schedule. That's what Murder's saying.
Yeah, but he's not going to do what Cody would do, where he would have a match at every pay-per-view or whatever,
No.
He's basically going to be doing the Brock Lesnar thing.
Yeah, we already know. All right, well, hold on. Let's before we get all over the place, let me just go down the list. We'll go down the list. So let me finish my synopsis. So I thought it was a good match. Thought all the jump, the people jumped in when they did. I thought it was good that Roman came out when he did. I thought it was good that he didn't attack Cody. I thought it was kind of like, okay, cool. He kind of gave the nod that, yeah, you got me. You humble me. You got my respect. It was kind of like when Brock Lesnar shook Cody's hand after the rubber match, right? So I thought that was cool. Roman obviously wasn't going to go in there and hug him and shake hands and all that. That was Roman. You won't catch him doing that. But I think that was a good nod of like, okay, you got me. So if they do make him babyface, it was like, cool. That was cool, right? That was a good foreshadowing. If you made him run down and attack Cody, it would be like, okay, well, I guess he's only going to be bad. Because I could even see them tagging somehow Roman getting beat up by the bloodline, and guess what? He ended up getting Cody to help him, right? Super babyface move. But with that being said, as far as the match, I thought it was good. Now, Energy, I'm sure you'll let me know this. Is Jacob Fatu really injured or no?
Yeah.
He's really hurt.
He was supposed to sell the injury, like he was planning on selling his leg anyway during that spot, but then he really hurt he's walking around in a walking boot right now, so yeah, he's really hurt. Because
Triple H at the press conference said something like he hurt his balls, but I thought he was just making a joke.
Yeah, that I think that was a dub over.
Listen, as fast as they popped a picture of him in the convenience store wearing a boot, that's a little bit too worky for me, man. I don't know.
Okay. Well, so
if you saw the fan cams from people that were there in the arena, they also had some people helping him to the back.
All right, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that as of right now. Let me go to Energy. So what's your synopsis of the match, and what's your thoughts? And then we go to Murder and we go to Kabini. And hold up, my man Rain is in the building. What's up, Rain?
Oh, he's here. I didn't see him pop up. I thought you were just. No, wait. Is he in the chat or in the?
In chat.
No, he's in chat.
Okay, never mind. I thought the match was solid. Predictable, yeah. We all knew Roman was coming back, but sometimes keeping it simple is the right way to go. I was a little bit annoyed that Randy and KO were the two people that came out, and because you just attacked them to write them off so they wouldn't be here to help Cody. I wish there would have been some surprises there, and I think that was too much of a predictable, I get it, Randy's over, I get it, KO's over.
Can I say something real quick? To your point, it also made no sense for Arn Anderson. He hyped it up and made you think it was somebody new. He said it was going to be some people that got your back, and I was like, oh snap! So somebody new.
I would rather have seen Sami Zayn run down, even though he's all fucked up from the Braun thing. I would rather have seen Jay pop up because
Where
we
the
didn't see him all
fuck
weekend.
is Jay?
Even Jimmy.
Goddamn, yeah.
Even Jimmy. Jimmy would have been awesome.
Hey, Jay was in the back comforting Rhea. Like,
I'm sure he is.
So I had it all set up in my head the way they could have made it work. You know, have Sammy come running down there, have the Gorillas of Destiny run down, have them jump on Sammy, have Jay come out and make the save for Sammy, and then when they started getting a little better at him, have Jimmy pop up and be like, no, you ain't doing my brother like that. But have the stare down like, will he, won't he? You know, are they getting back together? Mm-hmm. Have them turn around and kind of tease the Usos versus the Gorillas. That would have been a fun little like a tease just for a minute, and you don't even have to have them lay hands on each other. You could let Jacob Fatu come in and squash the Usos, and then Roman come back. You know?
Yeah,
I think that would have made it more interesting. But yeah. All right, so that's just one of the gripes I had with it. But yeah, the match was good. The match was solid. It was like again, we keep going back to the Deadpool movie. It was right what it needed to be. This match was right what it needed to be. It was fan service.
I agree. What about you, Murder?
For me, I'm on the same idea as Energy. I think it was right where it needed to be. Good match. As soon as Cody yelled out Bloodline rules, I kind of knew that this was how it was going to play out. Mm-hmm. The Randy Orton KO thing, you know, does everybody in the I have, you know, besides like the last year and a half, maybe 2 years now, does everybody hate Cody?
You mean
like in the industry, or they portray to hate him? Because it's like Jey Uso, Randy, and KO are like Energy said, are the only three motherfuckers that you can find to come out and fight these dudes all the time.
Yeah. Cody's got his boys after WrestleMania. He's got a whole damn crew. CM Punk, everybody loves Cody.
Kofi King.
No. He's saying storyline wise.
I mean, storyline wise, there were 20 wrestlers out there holding Cody up at WrestleMania.
In the last 2 years, you only see, when he's out there getting his ass whooped, you only see KO, Randy Orton when he's back, and maybe Jey Uso against certain people.
Right.
Where like Energy just said, it would have been cool if somebody else would have came down. That's what I'm asking. It's like, does nobody else fuck with him like that? He's the world champion. And he's supposed to be a good guy. You don't see like a Sami Zayn, or I have seen Sami Zayn come down for him before. Right. But like, where is the?
Yeah, Sami was on the show too. It's like, what?
You know, where's anybody else? And yeah, I thought it was a good fight. I kind of knew what was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting the Roman Reigns shit. Me personally, because I don't look into it like that. Besides when we're playing wrestling on Wednesday, and what I watch, and so I thought it was cool as hell. I've always hated, or not hated, because I don't like seeing Roman Reigns fight every 6 months, you know, and have like 2 of the belts out there, 3 of the belts. Like, dude, come on, I want to see it more often. But when I seen him pop out, man, then they had his music on. I was definitely it was one of the moments for me, you know.
I wish
there was
music though, not his WrestleMania thing.
Yeah, just when I heard him come out, you know, I was like, okay, and he jumped in there and boom, Superman, boom, hit him. I was like, okay, that's good. And then with the looks and the everything like that, you know,
right.
It was cool, man. It was dope. You know, like Energy, and you said, Cowboy, it was a respect thing. Like, okay, you know. And they tried to whoop his. Remember, it was Bloodline rules when it was Roman Reigns. So they beat him down, and he hit him with the 3. Boom, you know, boom. So it had to be nothing but respect. And
did you see the 3 fingers on the title at the end that Cody did?
Yeah, I was going to throw that.
Yep.
What does that? See, what does that mean?
Cody mentioned it at the press conference. He said, you know, I know Roman didn't come out there to help me. I know he didn't do that for my benefit, but that's why when I looked at him, I tapped the 3 fingers on the belt, because I think at some point we have to do the 3rd match.
Yep, they're going to do their 3rd match for sure.
Yeah.
Probably after Rock Cody, though. Probably after that.
Yeah. But what about you, Cubini? What's your?
I mean, overall, it was really good. I had my fan idea of what was going to happen. I wanted the Uso music to hit. Jimmy and Jay come out, take out the other 2 new guys. instead of Randy and KO, because last I saw Randy and KO, they were laid out. So like I didn't honestly, just for some reason, I didn't expect either one of them to show up. So I was thinking Jimmy and Jay come out to their music. Bam, that sets up getting the titles back right away. But I think they're going to do that anyway. They're just not going to do it yet, you know.
Yeah, well, I think the reason why I wouldn't want Jimmy and Jay, because there's literally Jay disappeared. That would be pretty bad that Jay just run out now. I need story, right? I need K9's in the building. He said that would have ruined much storytelling. I wasn't sure what he's talking about, but that might be what he's talking about.
Yeah, he would have to somehow hint that he's going to get a hold of his brother or something, or
something like that. Like I know who I gotta call. I know who I need. You know what I mean? Or Roman say something where it's time for us to get this back on track, or something, some little statement.
Yeah, but then where's Heyman? Are they going to come out on? Are they going to come out on Friday and Heyman's by Roman's side?
Well,
no, they're going to slow burn it. They're basically got to stretch it out until Survivor Series when they have the War Games match. Bloodline.
Yeah, War Games is going to be amazing. Yes,
but I personally don't think. I don't think you're going to see Roman for a while. I don't think Roman's coming out on Friday.
No, he's got another movie to film.
The expectation is he's coming, but yeah, I don't know.
No, because it really. So he did his thing. He came to shut.
Just pop in, shut Solo down, and be like,
shut his show down. Right, shut his mouth. He can run his mouth. And then I feel like, what's the purpose of him coming back just yet?
Well, because the announcers kept saying Roman is back. They weren't saying Roman did a one-time come in and straighten shit out.
Well,
you know. No, like for the uninformed, the uninformed, it looked like he's expected to be back every week, and I don't think that's true.
I mean, if he did, but I feel like, where do you put him in the storyline? I feel like
So here we go again.
Depends on Jacob how bad he is, because
he inserted himself back into the storyline. You can put Roman Reigns anywhere right now.
That's true.
Like how did he not back into the storyline with that? What he just did at SummerSlam?
Well, if he came back, he would have to be in the Bloodline storyline, right? He would have to be, that's where you put him. You wouldn't just make him randomly going against Baron Corbin.
He come through and break up the bloodline. That's not his bloodline.
You would have to put Roman in a situation where basically he's going after Solo to remind him who the real tribal chief is, and then once he gets his hands on him during the match, Solo hit him with, I haven't even been the tribal chief this whole time, and that's when you reveal that The Rock's been the one pulling the strings.
I mean, I think we'll get to that.
Oh,
I think
the energy popping off stories. Oh wow, yeah, okay.
We'll get to that. Rock just finished the movie, so Rock could come back Friday. Who knows?
I think we're just a little bit ways away from some of the stuff. But as far as the match, because we're right now we're just fantasy booking. But as far as the match, I think it did a lot. Again, here we are talking about it, right? Here we are trying to figure out what's going to happen on Friday. Again, for anything episodic, what it wants you to do is want that next episode. And so, they did a great job with SummerSlam. I think all of the matches told a story, and all of the outcomes makes you want to know what's next. Like, we got Braun, the new champ. What's next for him and Sammy, right?
Every match you want to see what's
every
next.
match. There's like, what is next for both people? Like, what's next for Bailey? She lost, right? What's next for Logan? Is he gonna take a break for a minute? Like, it just is cool that now we need to know. Like, I want to know what's up with Drew and CM Punk and Seth, right?
And to highlight something Triple H said at the press conference, there's some things they didn't put on SummerSlam because you got to save some stuff for Raw and SmackDown. Like, again, the Wyatt Six got their in-ring debut tonight. I'm dying to see that, which I was about to get off of here and go take a shower before it comes on.
I do want to wrap this up a little bit.
Yeah, I think they said the USA debut for SmackDown is in like 4 or 6 weeks, so that debut is going to be a big show too.
What debut?
They're moving to USA for SmackDown.
No, that's not the next
Weren't
year.
they on USA at one time?
No, that's like 4
weeks. Right down the road. SmackDown's coming to USA in a couple of weeks, and then CW's getting NXT.
Yeah, because they're done with Fox, man. Fuck this thing.
Well, it's crazy, man. Fox paid them billions of dollars. I think $1 billion to get SmackDown. So that's why SmackDown jumped over Raw, right? SmackDown became the flagship show because Fox put that money out there. That's why Roman was on. Remember, Raw was always a flagship show, but man, SmackDown took over with the whole Bloodline storyline and having the big champ, right? But now we kind of get to, change things up. What I can't wait to see is what the landscape of WWE is going to be like when they go to Netflix. That's what I'm curious to see.
That's what I'm waiting for too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
as far as fun. I don't want to drag it on. You guys got any last things we could say just about specifically SummerSlam?
Drag it on. You just trying to jump off here because you want to go watch Monday Night Raw.
The last thing I said real quick.
Actually, I don't watch wrestling without my wife, and my wife isn't home, so she's let
me say one theory I thought about.
We gotta get the game.
When we were watching SmackDown and Cody said it was Bloodline rules, I'm wondering if that was a last-second decision based on maybe Roman scheduling to show up Saturday night, because it just seems odd that they would just drop it last second.
No, that's
Roman
was always intended to come back at SummerSlam.
Well, I wonder why they dropped it last second. It doesn't seem.
I am with QB. I don't know about the behind the scenes, but what I didn't like is that they dropped it last second. Right. I thought you should have mentioned from the door, you want to face me? I want Bloodline rules, but
it seemed like a swerve of some kind to me, right?
It's because there were so many shenanigans that had to be a part of this match. You can't just do a regular match.
No, we're not saying that, Energy. What he's saying is it was strange that they dropped it last minute. They could have said from the door, we're going to have a Bloodline rules match. That's all. I think I'm with
because it seems like they're like, oh, shit, we should make a Bloodline rule so we can do some crazy shit. Maybe they had a creative change. Maybe Roman schedule changed. I don't know.
So that's the stuff I try to avoid that much because I feel like it's wasted. And I mean, the what ifs is fun, but I'm not gonna go too far into it because one, the match already ended, and two,
the only answer to my theory would be is that Cody was that confident, and that was how they were going with it.
Well, he did say he's 2-0 in Bloodline matches. He doesn't have to for him, but it is his match.
Cody's like,
I got it here. I'm gonna go ahead and bail.
Yeah, Cody's like, F it, Bloodline rules.
All right, Energy man, good stuff, bro.
Thanks for having me, Cowboy.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Be on your head Wednesday.
This was cool. I just want to give Energy credit. This part of SummerSlam was inspired by Energy. He was like, yo, if you talk about SummerSlam, I'll be there. I was like, oh, you know what? We should do that. So I want to thank you for that, Energy, because you gave me the idea for this. So appreciate it.
Dude, the whole jelly roll thing, I didn't like that.
But anyway, yeah, I do want to. I know people are trying to watch wrestling, and if I have it on and Cubini is on at the same time, we might have issues. So, and FKat and I, we still got some gaming to get to. So, yeah, we're gonna shut this down. Murder, thanks for being a part of this. Cubini, thanks for popping in. But FKat, we definitely got some gaming to do. So let's do it justice by doing an official.
Switch.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for keeping up with this thing. I know we did some Deadpool. I know we got into some WWE Summerslam, but now we are going to get into some gaming. We can't leave you guys on a Monday without any gaming because that's pretty much what we do here. So we're going to get into some gaming. So I want to thank all you guys watching that stuck around for this part. But now, let's get into some gaming, and FKat's gonna bring up a lot of his, FKat how he do. He got them topics. He got some rumors. He got some crazy stuff. But I want to welcome you guys to the Gun Show. All right, I just figured, I used to do that, and why not bring it back? So let's get back. My guy FKat is in the building. None other than 5-0 Trey. Murders in the building. And Cubini. So, bam, there we go. GameStop shuts down magazine game Informer after 33 years.
Yeah, let's start off with my favorite topic stuff.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
You think GameStop's next?
No, I don't think GameStop. So many years people have been kind of saying GameStop is going to go under, but I think physical isn't on his way out just yet. And I think GameStop is, when you think of gaming, if you buy physical games, you definitely think of GameStop. So I think that popularity and that contrast of the merger of physical and GameStop and gaming is not where it's gonna die yet. So that's my answer.
I mean, to give GameStop credit, they have tried to expand into other things to help move some money around. So there'll always be a market for used games until all the consoles are digital, and then
this
it.
This was one of the perks of being GameStop Pro member.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was always trading my consoles there. That's what I did. Upgrading.
Right.
So that goes away. I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, GameStop serves a good purpose. People are able to trade their games. I used to be a big game trader, and honestly, that's one of the things that pushed me to digital. I was the guy that played game, beat it, like, I don't get tired of this game. I would trade games so fast, and then somebody be like, yo, I got this game. You got it? I'm like, nah, I traded. Like, bro, this is the game. I'm like, here I go. And I was notorious for buying the same game a couple times. And then I got into digital. I was like, well, if I get digital, I just delete it. And I always got it. So if my friend get it down the road, I get it again. So, but GameStop serves a great purpose, man. Especially when you think of getting a console. Where else would you want to get a console than GameStop? But
pre-owned one.
Well, yeah,
cheap,
pre-owned, brand new.
One.
What'd you say?
It's funny. Sorry.
To get it cheap. Yeah, let's move on from this. Pour one for Game Informer.
Look, underneath my desk, I got a little stack of old ones. I had to blow dust off them.
Oh, wow.
Old school Game Informers. Grounded when it came out.
I got all the old ones.
2018. I got a few of them. I just reached down because I got a bunch of them in the closet back in the day. Having a Game Pass, Platinum, But these are all Game Informers. Outriders. Yeah, rest in peace, y'all. That sucks. Media.
Yeah, hang on to them.
Media is a bit, ain't it?
Worth something. I said.
Yeah, I got a big stack underneath here. Yeah.
Yeah,
from 2011 on.
Pass them on to you, grandkids, and.
Oh yeah, I got big stacks of them put away. I'm gonna give them to my son for sure.
It's gonna suck if GameStop gets taken away because believe it or not, I know the age that where we're going with it. But not everybody wants to do just digital all the time.
That's true.
It just, it sucks.
Well, the thing is, I don't see personally, that's why I said, the question was GameStop shutting down? I don't see digital going, I don't see physical going away for a very long time. People, go ahead.
It won't go away as in somebody will always have an older box that still uses them. It might go away for future stuff, you know what I mean? But there'll always be someone that has the older console that still has a disc ability, or like PS5 having the disc attachment. But if it's PS7, there's still people on PS5 that are going to want to use this. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just brought up physical because when it comes to GameStop, as far as people who don't got a lot of money like that or whatever, or just want to upgrade a console, something simple.
Sure.
You can't trade in digital right now. So it's like.
I wonder if there'll ever be a program. We talked about this, right? Where there'll be a program where you can trade in your physical games for a digital code or something along those lines.
I mean, I guess you would. What you would do, you would trade in physical games at GameStop and get GameStop credit, and then purchase like a PSN or an Xbox card, and then go purchase a game.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you pre-order stuff, they'll give you code for credit, and you have to buy the thing that you pre-ordered from them.
Like a digital credit.
Well, it's almost like when you buy a movie, you get the 4K disc, and then you get a digital code also.
Yeah.
So that could be a slow way to move people into it.
Yeah.
You buy physical.
Let me ask you guys something real quick. You're talking about physical and digital. And again, this is where you guys gonna laugh at me if you want. I went to look, and I don't see Black Myth Wukong on GameFly. Is that not gonna be a physical? Like, it looks like it's gonna be a great game, but again, I'm used to renting games, so I don't want to buy it just yet.
Next month.
But do any of you guys know the answer to that question? Maker Chaos in the building, so
sure don't.
Okay, nobody knows, all right.
But even if it was digital only, even if it was digital only, would that upset you?
No. The thing is, I am fair. I think business is business. Again, my thing is with movies, media, video games. I don't have a $1 billion company. This is when I get mad. If I could do something about it, if I could be like, I'm just gonna make the same thing, but I can't, right? So I'm at the mercy of gaming companies. So if they decide they only want to make digital, cool. They only want to make physical.
That's why you get physical, so you don't have to always be at the mercy of them.
So according to Maker, Wukong's going to be too big, so they're just going to have a code.
Do I have to be the guy that says PC hasn't had a disc in like 10 years? Like, do I really got to be the guy to say that? Like, I'm just being honest.
Longer than that.
Yeah, I just got to be honest. When's the last time you had a disc drive in your PC?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you can have one though.
PC's getting back into physical.
I mean, I could see a reason for it for like 4K movies and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah,
You're never convinced me to put a disc drive in my tower. It don't even have a spot for it.
Oh wait, Maker said he said Wukong will have the code in the case on launch.
Yeah.
So physical disc will come later.
Remember?
That's strange, right?
Yeah.
That's like a
look, TK9 brought up one game. He said Cyberpunk on disc.
Yes, they sell it on disc.
Games that come on disc.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's an option though. Just because you might not use it,
go buy
don't mean that it ain't there.
None of the towers even come with CD drive spots anymore.
Right.
So I mean, that's option or no option.
You know the cool thing with PCs, they call USB drive. So you could literally just get a disc.
Buy external.
Yeah, you could do external if you had to. Sure.
Right.
Sure.
PCs don't. That's the thing. Now, if you said they stopped selling disk drives, then you're like, oh my god. But no, a PC is made to interchange.
It's not the standard for more than 10 years. We'll do it that way.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But it's not that they don't have that ability. But I will say this.
Right. That's all I was saying right there.
What I don't know is all these games that are coming out because they primarily don't make PCs with disk drives. I would like to think there's probably a lot of games that don't have a disc version. Now whether you burn it, whether you get it download and then burn it on a disc or something, I don't know. But I'm willing to think. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all want to move on to the next thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. So apparently Ubisoft launched some kind of cloud service thing on Ubisoft Connect, and it features a trial of Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. So at first I thought this was the Stadia white label thing, but apparently Ubisoft is just using almost the same thing as Luna.
I don't even understand that. What are you saying?
What you mean?
He's saying Ubisoft launches their own individual cloud gaming service.
So is that like is it Ubisoft? Like is it called like what is it called? Is it Ubisoft?
Is it built into Ubisoft
It's
Plus?
not called anything. No, it's built into Ubisoft Connect, the PC app.
Yeah, but don't you have to have Plus to use it, or does it just work?
No. It's a free thing.
I know nothing about this or any of it, so I'm a mute up.
It's just Avatar, and you could play like an hour of Avatar.
I'm gonna launch the app and take a look.
The latency's like barely there. Like there's no latency. It's pretty good.
So long story short, it's like a cloud demo for Avatar.
Basically.
Okay, cool. Next.
So they're kind of testing out their own cloud service now. Now we do know Ubisoft owns all the Activision Blizzard cloud stuff. You think they're gonna put that in there too?
I personally think if they had a way to do that, right? Why it would suck if the FTC said, okay, you guys are allowed to let Ubisoft own the rights to the cloud versions of these games, and Ubisoft can't do nothing with it, right? So it'd be cool if Ubisoft has a Ubisoft cloud something. Now I don't know how many people are gonna pay for that. It might be a bunch of cloud people that's like, oh snap, let's but because those are a lot of games, right? You have access to a lot of popular games, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It just says try for free instantly using Connect cloud streaming feature technical test.
No download.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a test thing.
So maybe it's
just testing it out.
Sign of things to come, maybe,
It'd be interesting. Looks like they trying to start something.
I think that's cool, another way for, I guess, people to play games,
I agree.
Hey, do your thing. It ain't for, I'm not gonna say it ain't for me. So, but hey, more, let them go at it.
FKat, keep your eye on it, man. Keep your eye on it. Let us know. Keep us posted.
Yeah, let's move.
Yeah, I just don't know anything about that.
Anybody
I don't even care.
See this? So let's talk about this. The Last of Us season 2.
No, I have nothing to do with it. So my issue with that is I don't know how credible it is.
You see the trailer?
Teen Vogue. No, is there a trailer?
Yeah, there's a trailer.
Oh, that's cool. I have to check.
I didn't even finish the first season, so it's a no for me.
Okay.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be good as first season?
Oh, do I think it's gonna be as good?
Yeah.
I think one of the cool things about part 2 was it was very, very story driven. It had a lot going on, and that's one of the things I didn't like about it because I felt like it was too much going on. That's why I thought it should have been broken up into Abby's story should have been separate. So I think, but on the big screen as a TV show, I think it's going to do really good. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. Better than the first season, maybe because it's a TV show and there's so much story there with Joel, Abby, Ellie.
Hey, Cowboy, and every PlayStation fan in the world's going to be watching that.
They might be
because they ain't got no games.
I know some people. Okay. I know some PlayStation people who never played.
They're gonna be watching that because they ain't got no games.
Dang.
Hey, at least this show is an award-winning show, unlike the year Halo show that got canceled.
Damn.
I never watched Halo either. I'm not that type of dude, so I don't care. Like Cowboy. Bing. Yeah, I didn't like it. I don't watch it. Once they said I was gonna watch it, but once they said he had his mask off and cheeks out, I was like, okay, I'm cool. I don't rock like that. That ain't my chief. But anyway.
Right. That's the reason though. Yeah, let's move on from this. So the big news into gaming is all Bungie. So Bungie lays off employees. Apparently, some got moved into SIE. So Final Shape basically flopped. It when it came out, it was critically acclaimed. All this stuff, everybody was talking about it, but then that all stopped like abruptly. And then now all this stuff comes out. Now everybody is saying Destiny is dead.
Well, everybody, that's their job to say everything is dead. So, the internet, that's what the internet's supposed to do. But I will say this, what's funny is remember when Bungie got purchased, they paid extra so they could keep the employees. So that kind of sucked for those employees that got kept and then probably got laid off. It's like, damn, I could have made some money and then bounced back then. But hopefully they made a good amount of money. So when they got laid off, they still had some of that money, that extra money that was thrown around. What I did hear though is they actually said an issue with Destiny is they're not getting younger players, and I can see that. So Destiny to me is like a fan service game. The people like my boys who still play it. It's kind of like.
Yeah, when it's a rated teen. It's a rated teen game, but we'll see. Everybody grew up, and everybody's an adult now.
Well, not even that, but it just seems like the type of game Destiny is. It just doesn't seem like it will pull in younger players. Like when I think of Destiny, it's just kind of like it doesn't seem like it's like how the First Descendant. What I don't like is they kind of made like the character Bunny, and she's like, hey, and I feel like that could pull in some younger audience and stuff like that. Bungie only younger type audience character kind of sort of would be Cade, but not really. So I feel like I don't want it to cater too much to the younger people, because then K9 would be playing all the stuff I like, and we need the Nintendo players to stay over there with the child stuff. But I think I guess I can see Destiny not being a type of game that kind of pulls in the younger crowd. So
Yeah, people were mad that wasn't really mature like Halo. But yeah, so apparently they canceled Destiny 3 Project Payback, but more information came out, and actually it was a spin-off, and it was going to be third person.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Oh man, I didn't know it was gonna be a third person.
Yeah, so apparently all their other stuff they've been working on, like Project Gummy Bears, that's probably on ice by now. Marathon is actually up in the air right now. We don't know what's going on with this game.
And then hold up, Maker got some numbers. He said 220 were laid off, 150 moved to Sony, and 40 moved to create their own studio. He said close to 30% lost from Bungie. Damn. K9 said you just spent half your podcast talking about WWE. And I love Nintendo because I love little childish stuff. Well, I can't believe he just said that. Cade needs to show his cheeks. Ron said WWE is more for kids than Nintendo.
Right.
Okay, now you better stop it.
That's blasphemous.
Yeah, you better stop it.
Also, guys, Bungie accused of overselling itself to Sony, promising success it could not deliver.
You know what's funny though? For me, I guess that's hard, right? If I'm gonna buy something, right, or let's say Murder said he could paint all my walls in my house, right? And for $500, I'm like, well, I could have went with FKat. He would have did it for $300. I know FKat work isn't good. So then I get Murder to do it, but it looks just like FKat's. I guess. What did they? I don't know. It's gaming, right? So what did they promise? Like, hey, you already know Destiny is our game. I don't know how much more we could promise. Destiny's going to be amazing under year 2. I don't know.
The thing is, they bought them for the live service knowledge. They bought them for their tech. Bungie has incredible tech behind them.
Okay.
And they're pretty much masters of optimizations. They're masters of sandboxes.
For one game?
That's what I'm thinking. One game. I think what they did for the console world, bringing Destiny. Like for me, I'm a casual kind of gamer, right? You just don't catch me playing some of the games that got too many numbers and all this. You could do this and that. But so I'd have never got into an MMO. I feel Destiny, and there was a couple MMOs like Final Fantasy 11 or whatever before Destiny, right? But Destiny for me made a person like me understand what an MMO is. My friend used to always explain to me World of Warcraft. I was like, bro, get out of here with all that. So I feel like Bungie did a great job with kind of bringing MMOs to consoles. But other than Destiny, I just only looked at Bungie as, yeah, they originally had Halo, but I disassociated myself with them in Halo so long ago. So I just feel like they're just Destiny to me. So what really did they sell? Besides maybe their expertise of MMOs, maybe that of a live service game.
No, they have expertise in first-person shooters. These are the guys who made Halo, for Christ's sake. They made Ani.
Yeah, but my thing with that,
it's not the same guys, bro. It's just a studio, man.
Yeah, but if you say expertise of first-person shooters, I'm thinking of Call of Duty, right? I'm thinking of actual gunplay, and not to knock Halo, but Halo is futuristic, so it's not the same as a Call of Duty.
Gunplay too. They're masters of gunplay too.
You think so? You think Halo?
Guns like Bungie's pretty good, man.
They oversell themselves, but Bungie was always a great studio. It's just they hit this low because of Destiny, they got rid of all kind of people. They got rid of the original Destiny story. They ripped it up, turned it into this long thing we have now.
But hold on, FKat. In their defense, though, when Destiny was announced back in the day, they did say they were going to have a 10-year plan for it.
I was gonna say that. Yes.
I do.
And
I don't play Destiny, but I do remember them saying that at the game.
Let them finish.
This September will be it'll be 10 years.
Right. So they pretty much have gave people what they needed to give them, I guess, for Destiny players. I don't know. I just recently started getting into Destiny, so I don't know all the background. But what were you gonna say?
Yeah, they fulfilled the promise of the 10 years.
Right. So I mean, on that front,
10 years, 2 games.
Yeah, if they decide to let it go, I mean, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and people got to recognize that Bungie's for the streets. We know that. Bungie, remember, didn't they start out with Xbox and popped over to Activision and popped over to Sony, and they'll probably be at Nintendo next. But
they're on PC first.
Purple Haze is in the building, guys. What's
Purple.
up?
So I mean, Bungie for the streets, and it is what it is. People should be burning them down like they do Xbox or any other platform. But I get it. It is what it is, and
it's in the name.
It's Bungie being Bungie again. Is anybody really surprised by any of this?
Well, I think what we shouldn't be surprised by is they got bought over by a bigger company, and usually when that happens, like, layoffs come, right? So that's what we shouldn't be surprised. Now, maybe they said, "Hey, we pay extra money to keep our core people," but that didn't mean
they did do that. Remember,
Final Shape did what you know how Sony had it in the contract, and Final Shape that's bad. We can come in and take over the company. Well, guess what?
Right, they said that months ago.
It went bad. Final Shape was bad. I mean, when it launched, it was good, but then after that, nope. It just fell off like a ton of bricks.
Remember a year ago? I think it was October, early November. Sony laid off 100 plus people, and then the executive dude, whoever's the lead of that place now, said we just did this now to, to save jobs in the future, or even put out some kind of thing, making sure that none of our, blah blah blah. I mean, I have the thing, but it's like. They did this a year ago, to say that they weren't going to. They were just laying 100 people off in October, so this wouldn't happen. The 1.2 for retention.
Right.
It ain't even been a year yet. Really, has Sony owned Bungie for a full year yet?
No, I'm speaking about like the state of the game, how it is right now. Like Final Shape, like when it launched, it was. I
heard it was really good,
but then it was short. It just ended, and that was my gripe. Like, this thing's short. It's not worth $50, and here you go. Here we are.
Yeah.
Like, here we sit.
I can dig that. Yeah.
I think you know what the thing is. It's all in your interpretation, right? What you feel your money was worth. So I think you're fair to say it wasn't worth it. I mean, I didn't pay for it. My friend let me use his account, but I did enjoy it. The Final Shape, it was cool. I feel bad because I feel like whenever I like a game, my game just dies. And I left Destiny like 6-7 years ago, but maybe the curse is real because I did.
You stay your ass off Call of Duty.
So the fact that I beat Final Shape, I'm like, did I just kill Destiny? But it's not dead yet. But it does the writings on the wall to me. Then now they're saying that they're not going to charge for DLC. They're just going to put out smaller stuff. I'm like, wait, you're saying you lost money and now you're going to put out content and not expect money. And you're also saying your game isn't growing. So you it reminded me of Avengers. Avengers thing was we're not going to charge for DLC. So we're going to keep making content for free, but we're going to make money on the cosmetics. It's kind of like.
Okay, Purple. Thank you.
So the thing is, we knew about this. We knew Final Shape was it. Like, there wasn't going to be any more expansions. There was going to be smaller things like this Echo episodes, like, which ain't even any different from seasonal stuff. And that's what they're complaining about.
Well, he did say they want to make content that has more of a replayability, like replay value. So they want to keep putting out little things that like make you play over and over. So they did say that. So whereas when you put this big
The
expansion
thing
out, you
is,
beat it one time, you're kind of done. You know.
the thing is, I got this rant for them because they're talking about pulling in new players, Motherfucker, you deleted half the fucking game. How are you gonna pull in new players without knowing what the hell's going on? After deleting half the game from launch.
To be honest with you, I don't think younger players really need to know everything. I think you take it from somebody like me. Let's say if you say, like, whenever Mr. Urban will say, "Oh, you should watch this season, this show," and I always ask how many seasons is it. As soon as they say 3 seasons, I ain't got time to do all that. But I think some of the younger people, they don't have that same mind. They'll jump into the middle of an anime like you ain't even watched the beginning. Oh well. So I think they said that issue is they're not getting the younger audience. So they're trying to come up with content that would get people that don't need to. So, like, again, you make a good point. But if they could come up with content where I don't really need to know the whole story from, the Red War or whatever, I could just jump in and it's got a game loop that get me to play over and over. You know what I mean?
So I'm hearing people saying these things. They should do one or two things. They should release Destiny 1 on PC. And number 2, they should completely revamp the entire Destiny franchise.
So honestly, I feel like Destiny, I don't know what to say. I think personally, Murder had a good point. They fulfilled their promise. If they want to shut it down, listen, for me, I put a lot of years in Destiny. I loved it. I think it was cool. I know some people still love it. But at the end of the day, if you find your thing not meeting up to what you want it to be, just kill it. Just let it go. Or do what for me personally, it sounds like they're going to cut back big time. They're going to come up with little events and stuff that you would be like, oh, I'm playing that this week. Like, Iron Banner and all this stuff. So I feel like do that, see where it goes, but don't be afraid to, close down shop. If you could, again, like Maker said, they got big things for Marathon. If you could come up with something else that you could get people to gravitate to.
We don't even know where Marathon is right now.
That's true. Like, I'm not telling them to lose money. Like, I definitely don't think they should shut it all the way down. But what they should do is find a way to not spend too much money. Because let's get it straight. I'm sure they spent a lot of money with acting and all this stuff for this big episodic DLC that people be like, it's not worth $50 or $60. But I'm sure they spent millions on that, right? If you could get the developers to come up with some more simple stuff that don't cost that much money, but it keep the player base playing, that probably makes more sense. But
hey, one question. Do you hold on, FKat? I gotta ask all you guys a question. So do you think with this new spin on what they're trying to do with Bungie, like Sony now runs them 2-1, do you think they'll make Bungie sit there and say, hey, we want, since Xbox is doing this, that Marathon that you guys already said is going to be multi-plat, we want that exclusive now. You think they might try that?
I think they can't turn around from the promise. It might be in contract for those games to come out on Xbox.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are separate people that got laid off, got put into SIE, and they are working on an exclusive sci-fi game.
Right, but they're not with Bungie no more. They're just somewhere in the mix.
They're in Sony. They're a part of Sony.
And Murder also.
What part of Sony? Like, they're just in the mix as far as we know.
Yeah.
Did they go to Naughty Dog? Did they go to Rare? Did they? It's just we're here. We're Bungie. Hey, we're part of Sony.
I mean, there's people in Concord was in Bungie.
Me personally, Murder, I think you make more money if you let it be on everything. So if you talk about money, right?
Yeah, that.
Let it be on Xbox. Don't put it on the trash Nintendo because they can't. It's going to look terrible. Only K9 stuff like that.
I'm just saying to combat what Xbox is trying to do. To sit there and put it out and just be like, okay, now this is going to be an exclusive for us. If it's good. If it's good.
It's just console exclusives or console timed exclusives anymore. It doesn't really matter. A big game like that should stay everywhere.
Yeah, FKat brought up a good point. Under contract, yeah. I'm just thinking, maybe with this, with Bungie getting took over by Sony, maybe they have a change of idea. Like, all right, man, the stuff that you guys make ain't gonna be for everybody. But then again, there's a contract.
It's kind of like COD. We got about 9 more years, and then they can strip it off PlayStation. So
Right.
You know.
Here's a console war. Here's a console war question. Do you
Uh-oh.
blame Bungie for basically walking into the room of Naughty Dog and telling them, no, you cannot make Last of Us factions multiplayer?
So I don't blame them. I think if that's what they really thought with their expertise, if they felt that it, because what was the statement? They said they don't feel it would continually generate revenue, I think is how they worded it. So if they really felt that, right, with their expertise, then there's nothing wrong with that. See, I think fans get hooked up on like, no, I want that game so bad. Who are they? But if that was their job, if somebody said, hey, with your expertise, what do you think? And that's what they said, then I don't hold them. I don't think it's a problem. Now there's going to be people that's going to be like, oh, I bet they said that just so they could not make that game so people will play Destiny. It's like, wait, what? But no, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Somebody tell TK9 if the PS5 was $299 and portable, it would have spanked the Switch.
Yeah.
So the Switch is cheap and it's portable since it sells well. That's the only reason.
The Switch is over like 143 million consoles.
It's a $300 handheld. Of course it is.
It don't matter. There wasn't no stipulation on it. I'm just saying.
I think both of you guys are right.
You know,
and I have that.
I'm with you. I don't care nothing about Nintendo, but I'm just a realist. I don't. You know, I'm not. Hey,
I have that shirt you're wearing. My wife bought that for me.
Me?
Yeah, I have that same shirt.
Nintendo.
Yeah, we're friends. Yeah.
But go ahead.
Y'all don't get TK started. You gotta.
How much is Switch Lite? Like $250? Come on, man.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, after every layoff, a CEO walks away with a golden parachute, and guess what? Bungie CEO Pete Parsons bought a bunch of classic cars.
Good for him.
I don't even know why this is new. I feel like
I'm with y'all.
I spent with my money.
Pocket watching.
Like that, I'm like, I know they said he was showing off his cars, and he was just telling the associates they should come check it out, and then 2 days later they got laid off. But I feel like, why is anybody like? So if I'm a CEO and I make a lot of money, I can't spend my money then, because we might just happen to lay people off. So I can't use my money because we might have layoffs. I don't get that. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they act like he went and spent the whole $3.6 billion on cars and said, "Fuck it, I ain't paying nobody." They
act like he was spending their salaries. Like, no, that was right. He was spending
out of $3.6 billion, you spend $2.3 million, and you're the head of the whole thing. Like, hey man, I ain't pocket watching, no boy. Do your thing.
And Destiny money.
Hey,
Destiny
I don't know. I don't know.
So I was actually happy about this news that came out. Apparently, but Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy left. They just walked out. They didn't get fired. They just kind of read the room and walked out. And I always thought that Luke Smith pretty much ruined the Destiny franchise the way Destiny 2 launched. And
what does it have to do? What is going on?
I'm glad Luke Smith's gone, bro. That dude.
I don't even know.
Hey, I was about to say, Calvin, I don't even know who these people are.
I used to watch the vidocs and stuff like that of Destiny, but I never took the time to memorize.
Yeah, so Luke Smith's is the guy who said, "Oh, you can take Oryx's ass and wear it as a hat." That's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do the summary real quick, FKat? PlayStation went and bought Bungie when Xbox had been battling for 2 years to buy Activision. And there was all kind of memes brought up. Bungie is a way better purchase and this and that. What Sony did is try to turn, excuse me if anybody's listening like that, Sony tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. Bungie been all over the place for from Microsoft to Activision to this person. Like I said, they might go to Nintendo next. So are we really surprised by what's going on right now?
Whoa, murder. There's no way in hell that could be. There's no way
Pretty
in
good
hell a
reason.
Bungie game could be on a Nintendo console.
I'm just saying. They
It might
remember
be on
next
Switch
year
too.
that Nintendo 2 or whatever they gonna call it is gonna come out and it's gonna
Switch.
shut the game down. And it'll
Let me
play that
ask you,
shit.
did
That,
Nintendo
that's
say did Nintendo say they made a statement that they got a console coming out next year?
Yeah.
Where's the
Dude, Switch
PS5
too.
Pro statement? Oh, come on, man.
Nintendo said that?
Yeah.
They did.
Oh,
Well, show me
that's coming in
when
September
Nintendo
apparently.
said they coming out with a console next year. That Nintendo said. Did
Yeah.
PlayStation say they got a PS5 Pro coming out?
No. They ain't said a word.
Just because you didn't see it, don't make it ain't true. It even got with a delay from what people said.
I'm just asking you to show me. Show me where Nintendo.
I ain't gonna look for it right now, but I'll show you. I'll send it to you. You know me.
But look, let's move
I think they
on
confirmed something, yeah, but nothing
Yeah.
like hey, Switch 2 next year. They didn't say that.
Or actually, shit, TK9 might know. TK,
I was just about to say,
are they coming out with it next year? I swear to God, I heard next year.
Oh, I think it'll absolutely be next year, sure.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
No, it might be next year.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
All right, hey yo, can we stop
Let's
talking about
move on.
Destiny or what, man?
Yeah, let's move on. But we're gonna continue the console war talk because we're about to get into some news.
I didn't
Xbox
feel like you said anything console
Yeah,
war yet.
right. We about to trigger murder and QB.
I don't think there is any Xbox news.
Come on.
So.
Oh yeah, there is.
You know you ain't gonna trigger
So
me.
4 years after R2 was announced, Xbox announced its playable demo at GameStop only and immediately unannounced it.
So here's my thing. I think console
I
wars.
never liked Arc 1. Like,
look, console wars is like juicy stuff.
This is the one with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel.
Now I really don't like it.
The Xbox is good.
Sorry, what were you saying, Cowboy?
No, I'm saying console war stuff is like should be good and juicy. This is kind of dumb stuff. Like, who's gonna get into a console war over this stupid topic?
Hey, you'll be surprised.
I guess you're right.
Well, let's continue.
I don't even know
on
what this.
them because Phantom Blade Dev Zero says nobody needs an Xbox.
Now, did they really say that? Was they quoting that?
Well,
They came
were
out and put out a thing and said they
mistranslated,
didn't.
So they were mistranslated.
That's not what they said.
They were mistranslated. What they said something about it's hard or something to make games under the Xbox ecosystem. Then they came back and they were like,
One
said something
person
about,
in the company said
Cowboy,
something.
Cowboy, on your messenger, check that.
And their official statement didn't rebut it. They just clarified their position, basically. Like they didn't actually say
There's the official statement. Cowboy got it.
Yeah, I put it on Discord 6 hours ago.
Well, I mean, they're Asian.
Oh, nice.
They're
There you go.
Asian studio, so
yeah.
they're
I did see
Asian
that
studio.
online.
Of course, PlayStation is gonna get on them.
Sure. It's one guy that said something through somebody else. Like, come on, we gotta stop with this shit.
Well, you know what? FKat has to bring it up. You know?
No, I don't mean him bringing it up. I just mean like that whole scenario needs to calm down.
Oh no, it
was a big topic.
That stuff is never gonna stop. You know how people make clicks. You know how many people probably clicked on this article. I think that's actually not for nothing. FKat, the thing Lono said that you kind of was bothered about. I agree with. He was like, the problem with the media is everybody just make topics that just kind of make you click on it, right? So there's no substance, no truth to it.
Did a whole stream about this today.
Well, I'm just saying, I agree with him.
Credible information according to him.
Oh, dude.
Well, I'm just saying that there's just like, for instance, right?
Don't listen to the actual developers. Listen to Reforged Gaming.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we like to discuss topics, right? But nowhere do we say we're journalists or anything. But there's outlets that actually put stuff out and make you think is legit, and they're just trying to get clicks, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's my point.
Do they call it engagement farming or some weird, or what? I don't know. I don't know the terminology.
I mean, he's not lying, though. The dev's not lying. Like, it is a hard ecosystem to make games.
No. But look what you put. You put nobody needs an Xbox, so that's what you focused on, right? So people are gonna focus on that.
There's a freaking commercial where Ghostface calls the girl, "You don't need an Xbox to play Xbox."
Y'all get so offended by that. It's kind of funny.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm stuck in between all of that. I'm a console gamer, and I hate what they're doing to console games.
Dude, every time Sony says we're dropping a game on PC, I want to see the same energy. Come on, man. Who cares where they drop it besides console? That's okay. It ain't no big deal. It ain't no big deal if they put it somewhere else. Who cares? The people they're advertising to are not us. Those are people that don't play games, that just, they get it on their Fire Stick and they play like, man, I wish I could play this game better. I'm going to go buy the console. Bam, there you go. I mean, it's
so more information. The funny thing is, more information came out. This game does come out till 2026.
Oh, yeah.
So if it doesn't come out till 2026, why do they not have enough time to develop for the Series S, Beanie?
Well, who knows how big their studio is, but they're just taking priority, what it sounds like. So they're just going to work on the system that is the easier to work on. I mean, there was a time where the PlayStation 3 was harder to work on than the Xbox 360 because of cell processor. So,
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. So at the end, the cell processor was powerful, but the games wouldn't look as good because they would just port it over and be like, look, we ain't doing all that work. So, it happens.
Yeah.
Says we have not ruled out any platforms for Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah, they sent a whole
development and publishing. There you go.
They sent out a whole little thing. Yeah, it's like, I get it though, because that was the so-called fake news, or whatever it is. I don't really care. I got the console, so if I want to play it, I'm gonna play it. But I'm cool with another samurai game that ain't coming out for almost 2 more years. Everybody wants. I know. Like I said, not to be console warish or nothing, but I know PlayStation ain't got shit coming out. So we talking about Astrobot controllers and games 2 years out. So I mean, whatever, man. Xbox sucks. We get it.
I'm about to take my stance in the console war. Right?
We get it.
I'm about to start bashing people now. All right. Here's my stance. You ready?
Get it.
You ready? I'm about to just be super hardcore about
don't you dare start talking about
hear me out again. I'm about to be super hardcore about third party. Oh, hold on. Dodge Man with the $10 spot. He said, I don't care that Series S might get skipped.
I don't know that
so it doesn't really bother him. Hey, let me just take its time out to give my man Dodge Man some flowers. Thank you, man. Totally good dude. He always support. And financially, don't have to do it, man. I appreciate it. On the weekends, me and him get together sometimes, bash each other head in and Tekken. And definitely a good dude. He's a good father. Just want to say thank you for that. I appreciate it. But what I want to say though, Murder, is I'm about to start. This is going to be my little war. Third party is better than first party. All right, I'm about to start championing third party. Everybody gets so butthurt about first party. Yo, third party better than first party anyway. So take that to the bank.
They're definitely more consistent. That's for damn sure.
I'm just saying, and third party just means everything other than first party. How you gonna beat that?
I can't argue with you.
So,
all right. Anyways, let's see something stupid that came out.
So apparently, Xbox is delaying about till next year.
A9 cares. He cares about Xbox because any show that he happens to put on, he's talking about Xbox.
Now you're right. Listen, if Xbox died, he'll have nothing to talk about. He'll
do like the little skip to the side, be like, "Oh yeah, 5 minutes of fighting on Nintendo and da-da-da." But if he actually does like a sit down where he's talking, all about it.
Now you're right.
Xbox, I love you, but come on now. Talk about Nintendo or talk about PlayStation.
Listen, Xbox put so much money in his pocket.
I don't know.
What about this, Murder? So,
but I know where he's coming from because he people talk shit, but he's a real Xbox fan, and I know that, and I totally understand where he come from when he's spitting what he's spitting. I'm just saying the breakup been done.
He still love Xbox.
The breakup been done.
What do y'all think about this? Avowal got delayed. Looks like
Again.
they're working around Stalker 2.
Well, actually,
Maybe
FKat,
Indy
they
might come.
said.
Indy might get delayed.
So hold up, FKat. They
Yeah,
said
you would
they was
hope that,
giving-
wouldn't you?
So listen, they said they was giving people a chance to get to their backlog. So they're really nice.
Right.
Oh, well, what they're saying is they have so many games they don't want to put them on top of each other.
What
Can
That's
you
what they
imagine
said.
Xbox in
What
that position?
games?
Holy
But they ain't put
shit.
out no games.
What games?
What do you mean no games? They got 10 more yet this year.
Hey,
All
Cubini.
you
Hey,
got-
Cubini.
All you
Hey,
got
Why
was
Cubini.
Walking
Xbox always
you
have
don't
no
like them
games the
doesn't
first
mean they
8
don't have
Walking
months?
Simulator this year.
Just because you
All right, guys, hold on.
they
Let,
don't have them. Come on now.
So wait, Cubini, make your actual thought, and let's hear Murder. So
That
let's
is my thought. Is they have lots of games coming out between now and December, and I agree with them when they say we need to make some room. It's impressive that they're in this position. Y'all should be happy as a fucking gamer. If you don't like the games coming out, that's fine. But lying to yourself saying they don't have games, off with that shit. I'm done.
All right, so Cubini, now I'm going to ask you to name the games.
He
that's
ain't
coming out.
lying.
Go check their tweet and then call me and ask me what the last 5 are.
When are we gonna play?
but
We're gonna
listen.
play Modern Warfare 3 this.
But it doesn't matter if you like the game, FKat. That's not the issue.
No, hold on. I'm
Tony
asking
ain't
you,
got
Cubini.
shit for another
Cubini,
12 months.
Cubini, I'm asking you now to name the games.
You don't know what they got coming out the rest of the year. Let me pull up the tweet. Hold on.
All they had was
They have had some
Hellblade
little
2.
gems.
All
But
right, hold
they
up.
have had a lot of
Listen.
like indie games and other things that are in Game Pass, like the Capcom, the Path of Tsunami or whatever it's called. Modern Warfare 3, that's big. If people want to say or not.
Mafia's coming to Game Pass, y'all.
Mafia.
Mafia
Old Mafia?
Yeah, Mafia. Mafia's coming to Game.
I own that, but yeah. Oh, all right, cool. Or the trilogy or something like that.
I just
Right?
don't
Am I right?
understand, like, if you don't like the games, that's fine. But you
Right.
can't deny it that they're not there.
TK9's trying to get it.
Look what Purple said. She said, when people say they don't have the games, it's just that they don't have the games that are making the biggest splashes.
It's not about
Bad.
Splash even. It's just
Drop the link.
likes it or not.
Listen, K9, what I'm not going to do is let you on the show. We're going to be on here for 3 more hours. Hell no.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Nah. Listen, we starting to wrap it up. FKat got like 2 little tabs up there. He gonna get on here. He gonna talk about. Nobody cares about Nintendo. We're gonna be talking about Nintendo and Mario Party 8 for like 3 hours, and we're gonna be like, why are we even talking about Mario Party?
Hey, but back to this real quick. Even though they're delaying it for a better purpose, I guess from what they're saying is cool. It still is a disappointment, you know.
There's plenty to play, man. There's
I know.
Third party,
but
like,
it's something that they said.
Listen, hold on, stop, Cubini. Let the man speak. I think that's what people get caught with the console wars, right? He's making a statement where he thinks, and the first thing you do is try to chop down his opinion, right? Just let Murder have his point on why he thinks
it's okay.
It was disappointing, right? Because if
it's console war disappointing, it's not disappointing because the game is good or bad.
No, but it could be for maybe he wanted to play it and now they are delaying it, so it's disappointing.
No, that's the difference. I don't want to play it, but how many times are we going to keep getting everything is delayed? How is Game Pass cool? But hold on, Game Pass has a bunch of games. Okay, Diablo came out. The remake of Dead Space. There's a couple games that have dropped into there, but for the most part, they're for me. And I know I'm a minority, and just like my shooters and my things. But it's like, don't you get tired of hearing another game is delayed all the time?
But it wasn't delayed. There wasn't a date for it.
Well, then, okay. Well,
it's
they
true,
pushed it back, right? But don't everything. I don't know. I just want all these 40+ studios and all this shit that's been going on to finally happen. I'm tired of a fucking delay. Put a game out, a real game that people want to play out.
And
that's not too much. That's not too hard to ask.
But there's almost 30 games announced in the next 3 years that they're finishing up right now that we've been waiting.
And they'll be delayed, and those will still be coming out in 2032.
Okay, so what Sony got? They haven't even announced shit. They said, "Hey, February."
I don't know what Sony got.
Okay, well, you agree on both sides, right?
Sony ain't putting out those big old showcases though, getting people excited for games to keep getting fucking just delayed.
I saw a video today that said Xbox doing more double A's is a great thing. Since when does every game have to be this multi?
I'm not talking about all that. Community, I'm an Xbox. I play on all consoles, but I prefer, if I can, to play on my Xbox. But unfortunately, it ain't been that way. Like, every game ain't for me, just like every game ain't for you.
That's why third party's so great. They're filling those gaps.
Listen, I gotta kind of start to.
I don't want to play Ducky Ducky Quack Quack 3. That's not my. That's not my thing, man. I want to play those bangers that they've been promising for like 5 years.
Well, that's
all I'm saying.
This year, you're good.
My Series X. Oh, it's in the living room. It ain't on the wall, but it usually is mounted right up there.
All right, guys, hold up. Pause for real quick.
You got Fable and Perfect Dark next year. You're good, brother.
All right, listen. Guys, hold on.
I don't really like neither one of those games.
That doesn't mean they're doing wrong.
No. Hey, I lose my shit when I.
All right, hold on. Pause real quick, guys. My daughter just had a new baby last night, and so we were watching her 1-year-old. And so my wife took her with her, and she's still doing like a court whatever for her job, blah blah blah. So I kind of got to pick her up sooner than later. So I just want to I know because this is juicy, but I wanted FKat to try to get to those last two things, but I do kind of got to go to pick up my granddaughter. So I just want to throw that out there.
They have 6 games.
And what does Q Beanie do? Go back to this goddamn topic.
No, Cowboy, you want me to answer what they got coming, so let me answer. You asked me. What do
you ain't answer yet? All you did was go back and forth then all that time?
Right here in front of my face. They got 6 games with dates between now and December. They have 3 games, maybe 4, that are still coming this year that don't have dates yet.
Okay.
6, so that's 10 games. Plus, we got all the third-party stuff. Where's Outlaws? Outlaws been out 6 days. Ain't nobody talking about that game.
What's Outlaws?
Star Wars Outlaws.
That's out now?
It's been out for 6 days.
No.
Came out on the 30th.
Yeah, that.
Wait,
ain't out yet.
Is that out for
this
real?
month? No.
FKat would have been said something that was out. Nah, I ain't.
This month.
Yeah, like August 30th or something like that.
Yeah, he got his numbers wrong.
Outlaws is not out.
Well, either way,
that's
I'm just saying, there's plenty of third-party stuff also. Besides.
All right, so, okay. Look. Yeah, just all you're doing is repeating yourself. All right, cool. We got that point. I get it. Let's move on. Unfortunately, I apologize. It's just that
they could have 30 games with dates. Y'all still complain. It don't matter.
Listen, here's my thing.
Uphill push, man. It don't matter.
Listen, all they got. What's up, Dave? All they got to do is show me a game I want to play, and I'm there. So that's it. But hey, Dave, Sonima just had her baby last night, man. I got a new granddaughter. All right, go ahead.
I'm with you, Kabini. I love what Xbox is doing, but a lot of their games they put out ain't for.
And that's fine. That's why they have.
Hey, listen.
That's a me problem.
Move on. I'm just gonna end the show.
They got a diverse lineup, so that's
those big ones.
They got big ones. You got Doom, Fable, Indiana. Come on,
guys. You try and move on, or we just gonna end this thing?
He asked me a question. I want to answer, man.
I got it, but we've been talking like, bro.
We shouldn't even go into the next thing because Kibuni's gonna.
Go ahead. Let's see what it is. Let's see. I didn't hear about this topic.
So, CFO wants to turn Xbox into a subscription business. Really encouraged by some of the progress of Game Pass. So basically, some numbers came out. So revenue is pretty good after $80K, but hardware is down very, very.
Oh no! Oh shit!
I wonder why. Because you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox.
It's been that way since 2016, bro.
Well,
I was about to say, why do people use that as a narrative? Like, even before the generation started, like, you got one
games are on PC. Yeah,
they've told you from the beginning of the generation that which sucks. We're not going to prioritize the console. We're going to try to get it everywhere. Why do people act like that's a big surprise when PlayStation happened? Do you really believe if Xbox only sold consoles, didn't have Game Pass, didn't do the stupid shit that they're doing now, in my opinion, that they wouldn't have more game sales and more consoles sold? They would. You know that. That's dumb to even think that they wouldn't. If Xbox did it like PlayStation to where you could only get this shit on Xbox, on this console, that's it. You don't think they would be up there close to PlayStation? They're not playing the same game. If you guys, I mean, Cowboy, you're intelligent. All the people in the chat, all you guys are intelligent. They're not playing the same game. So why are we why is the comparison 30 million to 60 million when Xbox ain't? They told you 7 years ago that they were putting their shit everywhere.
Murder, you answered your own question. They told us this at the beginning of the generation. They still sold 30 million consoles, but you can get their games anywhere.
If they took Game Pass away,
let me just say this. I want to thank Dodge Man for the $10 buy. Keep the war in check. People, chill out. Thank you again, Dodge Man. I appreciate it, man. I think the thing is, what people don't give Xbox credit for that I do. I think they're future proof, right? I personally think they're gonna last longer because the thing is, what they do is they do the things you don't like now, but everybody's gonna be doing in the future. This subscription, this kind of saying you could do this here, do this there. Do y'all really think that's not going to be popular in the future? You know it is. So the console war, you can have it, whatever, but Xbox is doing something that they know will dominate in the future. And they have the money to do it now. So if people be like, oh, they're not making money on consoles, guess what? They want to push you to where that we're gonna be. That's just what they're.
But still, that's not good enough though. What about people who just want their console?
And I understand that.
You're not gonna force me into playing cloud gaming. I'm sorry. You're not gonna force me. Maybe one of you guys, but I'm not gonna do it.
But hear me out though. What I'm saying, Murder, is listen, it's not like they got rid of their console, so you can still have it, right? So here's the problem. People do this, right? People listen to the internet and be like, I can't stand Xbox because they don't support the console. Oh, you couldn't go to a store and buy a console? Because I thought it was still there. If I want to buy one now, it's there. But the thing is, the narrative gets thrown around so one can look better than the next. I'm just saying that I'm pretty sure everything Xbox is doing now, I guarantee Sony's going to do it in 4 or 5 years. They're going to do it.
Oh, they're doing it already. They're coming. Yep. And that's okay. But
now, Murder, hear me out. Was all of what Sony's doing today popular 10 years ago when Xbox One wanted to do it? No, we were saying the same thing. Bro, Sony's walk across stage. You could let somebody borrow the disc. Ha, ha, ha. And today, where they at? Let me find out. Digital, you got a digital PlayStation? You making PlayStation without a disc drive? Ha, ha, ha.
Digital Xbox One, yeah.
I had that Xbox One SAD edition, man. That thing, it worked fine. But listen, I want to answer TK real quick. He said, I scroll back up. He said that they advertise it as the most powerful console. Sure, you can advertise it as the most powerful console because on paper it is. That doesn't mean you still can't put your games elsewhere and advertise that way. The
but here's the thing.
Pro is going to come out and it's going to be the most powerful console. But here's the thing.
Why would you not advertise the most powerful console?
Right. The console market is separate from PC.
No, but see, having a powerful console and actually using everything in that console is different than people who just want to develop.
I still want to hear where they didn't, because I don't understand that argument either.
They put new architecture and things in that Series X and blah, 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 and all the other bullshit. But when you got developers who are comfortable with developing with the same kind of kits, the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the PlayStation has, yes, they're going to develop for those. Like, come on now. People know that.
Question. Hold on, let me ask you a question. What is Nintendo doing?
I don't know. Hellblade runs hard on my PC.
Wait. What is Nintendo doing that Sony's going to be doing? That's what I want to know.
Nintendo is doing now what Sony will be doing.
I'm trying to understand that.
What does Sony need to do with that?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, hey, they the number one. I'm done with that argument because I can't argue that argument. Nintendo doing, they just, like people say, they're going to Nintendo and people are going to accept it. Just like PlayStation's going to PlayStation and people are going to accept it. It's just what it is what it is, man. This is the world we live in.
All I'm saying is, dude, just keep playing the games you like. If you see a game you like, play that game. I can't say anything more than that at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, if you like it, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But you can't be in denial that they're releasing the content. Even if you don't like it, you can't deny that they're not doing it on both sides. You
Well,
know,
I mean, it's the same thing with Nintendo. I think they make games for children, but they keep banging out them game Mario and Princess Peaches. There's some adults that cross-dress that play them.
Luigi Mansion
Oh
3.
my god!
Yeah.
So you ain't gonna keep doing this and not let people come up in here. You wrong.
Man,
You
I
wrong.
don't got time for his nonsense today, man.
All right. You wrong.
Yeah, that's all I had.
I mean, at the end of the day,
I think we're. I think say is don't take Goat Gaming tweets seriously, please.
Well, I think the thing is we're all still winning.
Goat
go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
What you saying, FKat?
No, I'm saying don't take Goat Gaming's tweets seriously because
who's Goat Gaming anyway?
Right.
Apparently.
Yo,
Twitter dude or something.
Be like, don't take this serious. Be like, nobody knows them anyway.
Yeah, who the fuck is he? He'd be like, what's he taking? Cowboy soft. He don't want smoke. Oh shit.
I don't want you to touch
I was talking about that Reforge video that I sent you.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Hey, we didn't get to. Hey, whoa, Cowboy. Can I console war just real quick?
Let's do it.
We didn't get to talk about it last week.
Well, hold on.
Or you guys didn't talk about it.
My man Murder said he want a console war. Hold on.
What the hell?
Right, Murder, listen. Do your thing, man.
No, anybody out there, or at least FKat, last week, a day before you guys had this show, it came out that PlayStation, whether it be 48, 50, 22, this and that, they had a huge drop off in the PlayStation Plus. Do you think it's because people don't like the service? What I never heard anybody say anything about that, about the subscription drop off, which I know it ain't no big deal because I don't give a fuck, but I'm console one right now.
You know what? I didn't know that was a thing. What happened?
The month of July and go to June, it said they dropped 40-something%, but I don't even know if those are the real numbers because you can't take whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
No, they're like almost 46% of PlayStation Plus subscriptions dropped. Just boom, gone.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't
know
hear that.
Online, I know you had to see that.
Maybe it's not real. Because FKat would have seen it.
I don't know. He probably didn't see it because it was PlayStation.
Maybe it's a Concord. I think I did see that.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I didn't hear about it. I was like, what? QB, did you hear about that? I know you had to have.
Listen, Sony is the Democrats, Xbox,
they're bleeding.
Republicans, man. They freaking hiding information and shit. You know it.
We'll see. He might be right with that one. See, hold on. TK might be right. He said people don't buy PlayStation and he, cause I didn't buy mine for one. So yeah, he's right. He might have a point.
Hey, that still don't mean it didn't drop. That means it dropped because some people was apparently buying the subscription, and if it dropped, that means they stopped paying for it. So I ain't trying to hear that. But it says PS Plus Extra dropped 48% of its player count in July 2024. So PS Plus Extra.
People are saying that they delayed stock or two and about to make people stay on Game Pass or something like that.
Purple, you better leave me alone.
They're dropping
100% right.
Xbox has 5 games releasing in September, so I mean, what? There's only so much space for all this shit, man.
That's the thing. This year, it seems like they're doubling down on Call of Duty. They know Call of Duty is going to be this giant.
Yeah, you bought it. You would. You bought it.
They know. Like, come on.
That's silly.
I hate when people do that. FKat. Call of Duty been that shit. Whether people play it or not, it sells over 20 million every year. Number one,
But the thing is,
besides
Murder,
Harry Potter last year, it was
you know as well as I do. The only people playing Call of Duty are the people who play Call of Duty, who play first-person shooters. Not everybody plays
So
that.
what? 100
You know what I'm
million
saying?
people every time a new game come out.
Not everybody's gonna drive over the Call of Duty like people are saying.
No. I think people will keep playing Call of Duty like they are. Like I have PlayStation friends that
Exactly.
are, that they're gonna keep doing what they do. They're gonna buy Call of Duty on their PlayStation. My Xbox dudes, they're gonna buy it on theirs, or they're gonna have it for free. It's just another option. It's like
You bought a game that big, you're gonna put all your shit into it. Of course you are.
yeah.
I'm just
That's what
skeptical
people be
about
talking that shit
how
because they don't
big
play it.
they're
They hate on
saying
Call of Duty.
it's gonna be. Like
And
I know Call of Duty is
Call of
big,
Duty's
but
bigger than your favorite game, unless it's Roblox,
exactly.
Fortnite, or
I
something
know
else. There ain't
this.
none of those
I know
Suzuki
this.
Yamakuchis or Zeldas or any of those that are even as big as Call of Duty. I mean, but they are in
I
people's
know this.
minds. But numbers, well, ooh. Let me watch my
But I'm
mouth.
saying
Let me watch my
only
mouth.
first-person
I
shooter
don't know facts on that one.
genre playing
Listen,
people play Call of Duty.
all I know is
All
third
right.
person games are running these first persons into the ground. That's all I'm saying.
Modern Warfare 3 had over 20 million people who bought that game. So I'm whatever. Cool.
You know what's crazy, Murder?
Remember the
Now
one they hated on and said it was trash because it was now owned by Xbox. Like this next one's gonna be. I can't wait to hear the fake stories, but it's still gonna be the number one seller again, like it is every year for like what the last 17 years, pound for pound. You know, I'm not talking overall. I'm talking about over 20 million sold every year.
right, consistently.
Number one game every year. Like people can talk about whatever they want to, what the game ends up being 7 years later. Oh yeah, it sold 50 million copies. No, Call of Duty comes out within like what? What did they say on the last game? A day they made almost $1 billion on it, or was it Modern Warfare 2? Like it's just a money printing machine. It's a monster, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, and Nintendo games can fuck with it.
The thing is, indie better drop this year. Like if indie doesn't drop this year, it's not gonna look good.
I'm still waiting for a reason why you think it won't.
I mean, I'm hearing there's a rumor now that it might actually come early. It might come in November.
I mean, September's got 5 games.
Which would be great because we want indie in the Game Awards, list, right?
I mean, I guess. I guess. I don't see why not.
For this year, I'm just saying they need to get indie out this year.
I don't know.
And
they don't really need to get no
indie.
games out. There's a lot of games coming out, man. It's
like I said, 6 of them have dates for this fall, and there's about 12 more that don't have dates. So I mean,
if you're on all platforms, you're eating good, man. Or if you're on Xbox, you're eating good. If you're on PlayStation, you can still sit there and hype up PlayStation 4 games and shit like that, and Helldivers is fire. I don't care. New update, first ever big update for Helldivers comes tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Come back in.
The same missions. If it's the same missions, Murder, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Hey, it's free though, so like
right.
It's supposed to. I'm sure you seen the trailer for it. It looks pretty good. You got the little baby alien backpack thing, and like,
right.
Oh man.
We still got Starfield Shattered Space. I know you don't care, but that's something they have all.
Another one.
Is that coming this year?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. I gotta go, and y'all ain't saying nothing new anyway. We're talking about these stupid games, and third person is better than first person anyway. No, at the end of the day, listen, we all winning, right? So it's not like if you like PlayStation or if you like Nintendo or if you like Xbox, you can't play a game on that one, right? So we got Murder got every console known to man. Right. At the end of the day, I could still play an Xbox game on xCloud if I wanted to. Right. And I got a PlayStation. I'll never play the childish stuff on Nintendo like K9. But at the end of the day, like we're gamers, so we got access to all this stuff. So we're all winning. But with that being said, I do have to go get my granddaughter. I'm not even gonna ask y'all if there's any last thing you want to say because it's gonna go crazy and go left and go this and that.
Yeah,
But
we love you, Cowboy. We love you, brother.
Hey, man,
brother.
Listen,
Hey,
love you guys too, man.
Now your mama know. Shit.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh man.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.